Hey there, sentient globs of melted black licorice. My name is Zeekfreak, and I crossbreed fish for fun. Joining me today are my usual cohorts Kevin, Indiana's favorite son, and Sheridan, who may in fact be the Lindbergh baby, and together we're going to listen to all 14 Korn albums on shuffle. Welcome to the Bakagaijin show.
You know, it's funny.
Speaking of corn,
Oh.
I found a shit post the other day. Hold on, let me go to that real quick.
Oh, okay.
On my private Discord server. Hold on. It was from Insane Yearbook quotes.
I see.
Right at the beginning.
Where is it?
This is a great start, by the way.
Yeah.
I know. No, just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Market research shows people really love when they start podcasts, and then instead of the pleasantries they expect, it's one guy trying to search for an image on his phone.
Hold on, it's here somewhere.
Anyway, look. The point was the quote was.
Yeah.
And then the quote was by Korn.
The funny thing is, the funny thing is, you
like,
the funny thing.
Oh yeah, my favorite banger by Korn.
That's another thing podcast listeners love is when memes are described to them.
I know, right?
See, the funny thing about that joke.
Look, I'm sorry if I can find the fucking thing. Look, Kevin will post. I'll get it to Kevin later. He'll put it in post. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You can stare at it. Ah!
The funny thing about that joke is that you could put that. That could
in front of literally any grunge band. I know, because they all suck.
You could put that in front of Korn. You could put that in front of Nirvana, and you could put it in front of Bob Dylan. Anyway.
Well, the thing they all have in common is that they are all consistently, without a doubt, constantly plastered while doing every kind of stuff. Like,
look. Do you really want to sit here and listen to him go on another one of his anti-grunge rants, or do you want to listen to me make a Helen Keller joke?
I'd rather have neither.
I wasn't asking you. I wasn't the listener.
Lord.
Kevin, I think we've long since.
I was like, dude, respect the dead, and you'd be like, but she's not dead, and I'd be like, but she doesn't know that. Anyway.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Kevin, this is like episode, what is this, 118, 119, something like that? I don't fucking know.
Something like that.
I think we have long since established that your opinion is irrelevant.
In the grand scheme of things, yes.
Yeah. And also the smaller scheme of things.
Yeah, 119, by the way.
The moderate to mid-range scale of things, also irrelevant. It's only in like the tiniest itty-bitty,
I like playing mid-range.
teeny scheme of things that Kevin's opinion maybe sort of matters.
No, I don't think it matters at all.
I'm talking about like the scale of like finding a quarter on the sidewalk.
I didn't ask you what you were fucking talking about. Shut up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I get it.
Well, show's over, I guess.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous. But I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing.
Fucking vibe killer. It's alright. Show's over. Everybody go home. Put Zeke on suicide watch.
I'm absolutely putting a fake sign off
suicide
there.
here. Please get help. Kevin,
post
the suicide hotline at the bottom.
Yes.
Kevin,
it's a liability thing.
Post the suicide hotline.
People love you.
Kevin, post the suicide hotline, but doing like a Star Wars text scroll.
Okay.
Also, I want to set the record straight. We have condoned suicide many times.
Okay, you have. I do not. Just remember, folks, if you're watching this and no one loves you, I love you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do not form a parasocial relationship with Sheridan. It will not work. It doesn't end well.
I don't know. My parasocial relationships are working out pretty well these days.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, but the instant they become real, they evaporate into dust.
Like dust in the wind.
It's kind of like, it's kind of like the harder you try to remember a dream, the further away it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never had that problem.
Oh, do you keep a dream journal?
No, I don't.
Mr. Electric!
Hey, that's a legitimate practice for both therapeutic and lucidity reasons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know
Some
you're
people-
awake? I have a dream journal, thank you.
Well, no. How do you know you're awake? That's the tell thing. Like,
Yeah.
like when you,
Inception, yeah.
yeah. Well, that or like, I'm not talking about totems. I'm talking about like, there's something lucid dreamers do. They, I forget what they call it, but it's like you do it enough in the waking world that you'll
Having
subconsciously
more
do
sex
it.
and dreams than me? Yeah, I know, right?
No, it's like simple shit like counting your fingers or some bullshit.
Right, yeah. It's like grounding
a-
or something, yeah.
Yeah, this would have gone a lot smoother if I remember what it was called.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We can't be bothered to be prepared for anything.
Yeah, fuck all that shit.
Yeah. Obviously, I did gather Reddit posts, but I mean, you know, it's about the extent of it.
Gather
Also, I remember to wear a smile.
Yeah, even though nobody
can't-
can,
you-
you
Yeah,
can't see
you
it.
can't- yeah,
but-
you're not allowed. Yeah, it's not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could turn on the webcam, but it wouldn't be on the video, and also
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
dark in here.
Yeah. So you'd still not be able to fucking see shit.
Yeah, I'd really be curious to see how many episodes I've recorded not in the dark. I'm gonna guess it's less than 5.
Yeah, I feel like considering how I know you like to keep your room, you've probably recorded 99% of these episodes while in complete darkness.
Way back in the day, I used to record in the office downstairs, though. What is now David's room.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, meanwhile, where I have recorded has changed wildly over the years.
Maybe one day we should do like an espionage special, and I can record from David's room without him knowing. He's gone long enough that I probably could.
You probably could. Then he comes in, it's like, what the
That's
fuck are you doing in my
actually really
room?
Jack it off!
Hey.
I mean,
Look,
recording a podcast
I'm
with
the
a-
vic-
with a sexy Filipino girl across the
I'm the
way.
victim here, okay? Like
She's also David.
I had to risk tripping over your 5 espresso monsters laid across the floor, okay, to get to the desk. So who's the real victim here?
Me, get out of my room!
Pardon. Get out of my room!
One of the few
I was
people
like, I
I've ever-
organized a porn stash too.
Oh. Nice.
Like, what homie doesn't organize his other homie's porn stash, man? That's just good housekeeping.
Yeah, man, it's just common
You know,
fucking
girls
sense.
will go into the bathroom and organize their besties like makeup, makeup that, and they'll organize their makeup and everything. But like dudes, they're just like,
Sure.
man, this got some good porn. I'm taking this one, but the rest I'll organize.
Like alphabetically or by publication date?
By fetish, man. By fetish. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, like
It's like, you know, big tits and glasses go here. Fucking,
yeah.
fucking BDSM torture goes here.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what Dewey Decimal would have wanted.
Dude, wasn't he a Mormon?
The bubble porn goes here, and the other bubble porn goes over there.
I might be totally wrong about that, but I was almost certain Dewey Decimal was like a religious fanatic. I could be wrong.
Guy in the chair, look it up.
Looking it up as we speak.
What was it? One of you two that didn't know what Mormon bubble porn was until I explained it?
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah,
It was me. It was me.
that's crazy. I've opened up a whole
The
new world.
porn I
for
look
you.
at is frankly vanilla. Vanilla as hell. Although occasionally it doesn't contain pineapples.
I don't know
so-
how you get more vanilla than Mormon bubble porn. Frankly, it's like vanilla but with
No,
less
there's a difference
vanilla.
between vanilla and boring. There's a big difference between vanilla and boring.
What's like the worst kind
like-
of vanilla?
the worst kind of vanilla would be like so the worst kind of vanilla would be something like generic passionate missionary sex where
No, I'm
porno
talking
starts off
about
with
the
20 minutes of dating first.
I'm talking
Say
about
what?
the flavor. I mean like what's like a bad brand of vanilla?
Briar's is okay. Briar's is okay. Blue Bunny sucks.
Yeah.
Well, you're not a blue bunny man.
I'm not a Blue Bunny man. Now, Blue Bunny is perfectly serviceable ice cream, but they basically if you're talking about vanilla flavor specifically, their vanilla sucks, which is why most Blue Bunny has a shit ton of candy in it, like caramel, chocolate chips, peanut butter cups, that kind of stuff. They mask the fact that the vanilla is shitty by just and totally fake just by adding a shit ton of fucking candy to it.
I always forget which one is like the mimetically bad one. Is it Briars or Dryers?
It's dry. I've never had Dryers, so I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Briars.
It's probably Dryers.
Yeah, I usually go with Homemade, which is the most generic name, but they actually have really good flavors, and their vanilla bean, their actual vanilla bean is actually very good.
Oh, dude, the vanilla bean is fantastic.
Their butter pecan slaps too.
I remember.
Slaps.
I remember whatever brand I'm talking about, the one that's like mimetically bad. I remember when the fucking during the pandemic when the fucking girls are going around with COVID and licking the ice cream or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, it was Dryers. They did them a favor.
Yeah.
Kevin, is Dewey Guest a Mormon yet? Look it up.
Is sacred.
No, so Dewey
is fucking sacred.
Melville Dewey, which is his actual name, was not a Mormon, but he was racist, anti-Semitic, and had a history of sexual harassment.
So he was Mormon in spirit. Got it. Got it. He was definitely Mormon in spirit.
Yes, it's just when he dies. Wait, is he dead? Is he dead?
Oh, he's been dead for almost 100 years.
Well, he doesn't get his own planet then because he's not Mormon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Missed the boat on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Missed
There's still time. There's still time for us. We could get our own planets. They try to keep quiet, but the church tries to keep quiet about that because it makes them sound crazy.
Yeah.
But if you get them alone, you get them. Obviously, you can't get them drunk; they're Mormons. But if you get them in a good mood, they'll talk about the planets.
Yeah.
But
they won't talk about the discs.
Well, they're not allowed. Well, you can't see the discs.
We can't see them.
No. I have them totally, but
you can't see them.
Yeah. And then once they finally convince him, he's like, okay, you can see the disc. Oh, the angels, they took the discs back. You just missed them.
Those angels. They're taking of discs.
He works in mysterious ways. What can I say?
Quick, someone's about to ask about the discs. Give them to me.
My favorite part, I think I've probably made this joke before, but my favorite part is when the higher orders, the higher ranking people in the sect.
Yeah.
They were not allowed to see the discs, obviously.
Yeah.
See the discs. But they were allowed to receive pieces of paper where they got to sign off claiming that they had seen the discs, and that's what they told everyone.
So they haven't seen the discs?
No, but they say they will, because what they do is that they got an IOU that says you have seen the discs in theory.
Schrodinger's discs, let's go!
Right, yeah, obviously.
You both have and have not seen the discs.
This is fucking incredible.
What the fuck is Mormonism?
Turning a dial that says has or has not seen the discs and looking at the audience, adjusting slowly.
I'm filtering through magic cards as I'm participating right now, and I just found Deep Anal. I love that card.
Nice.
Deep analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite.
I'm sure they saw that coming.
I'm sure that's your favorite magic card.
It's actually not. That would be yours.
Shut the hell up.
That would be yours.
Oh, right, because I'm gay. Okay.
Yeah. I love how you have to be reminded of that.
He's just sitting there. He's got 13 tabs of straight porn on there, and then he's like, "Oh wait, I forgot I'm gay."
We should just send Kevin pictures of dicks every now and again just to remind him. Just a little friendly
just
reminder.
A reminder.
You have fun with that, but that requires me to find pictures of dicks, and I'm not doing that.
fine. I'll take one.
Yeah, yes, reminder, he's the straightest person here.
Right. Like a plywood board.
Sheridan may historically be the straightest person in the history of the Bakagaijin
Yes.
That would require us to commit. That would require us to do a survey, though, and we are not on good terms with half the people that have ever been on this show.
This is true. This is true.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how gay are you? Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah, I would really love to go back to some of the people who do not want to talk to us and just randomly ask them, "Hey, how gay are you on a scale of 1 to 10?"
Oh
Ask-
my God!
Ask
Bob Dole.
how gay
Look,
they...
there's a reason this happened. If you were still paying attention to the show, you'd know. Becomes the retort.
Ask
Bob
how
Dole.
gay she is, and she just responds that the South will rise again.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You had someone like that on the show?
She
They
became...
weren't like that when they were here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
If she was, she hit it well.
Yeah. Damn it! Now we can't get now we can never get actually famous because we'll have defamation suits or some shit.
Fuck!
It's okay, Kevin. Just censor the names. Just censor the names.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
Okay.
yeah. Just put the Family Guy Bob Dole clip over it. That'll work.
Okay.
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole. Bob Dole's dead, right? We can't have a defamation case.
Okay. Looking it up. Guy in the chair moment.
Yeah.
Yes, he's dead. Okay, he's been dead since.
Cool.
He's been dead since
Cool.
2021. We're
Cool.
good.
Let's hope the Dole estate isn't feeling antsy.
Okay.
Is he related to like the banana company, or is that like a different thing?
That's a different thing.
Different company.
Well, yeah, obviously.
No relation.
I don't know. I feel like the upper echelon of Earth society is descended from like 13 rich families, so it makes sense to ask.
Yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't that like evil Jewish guy die like 5 years ago, and the world celebrated? And then
You're gonna have to be more specific.
I'm talking about the one where if you actually saw a picture of his face, he looked like an actual he literally looked like fucking Emperor Palpatine. Like I don't remember his name. I never even knew about him until people started talking about him. But like apparently half the corruption in the West is his fault due to his practices.
Yeah, I think I don't remember. I don't.
Yeah, I
I
know.
remember the guy's name. Like I
it was
never
one
knew
of-
who he was.
I think it was one of the Fargo brothers, or
Oh, that might be right.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
so.
Yeah. Fargo, not
Yeah.
even once. Good movie. though.
Fago every single time.
Yeah, Fago every single time, especially European Fago. Don't settle for fucking shitty American Fago. Go enjoy European Fago.
Fagel.
Bagel.
Wow.
It's a Fago flavored bagel. I just invented it. It's copywritten. Anybody tries to
Okay,
put Fago on their bagel, I will sue you for every patent.
I like how we went to the patent route instead of the more obvious slur route.
More obvious to you, sir. I'm not
I
a bastard.
Well, I am always on the lookout for fresh, hot new slurs.
Not anymore.
It's like I'm an investor, really. You got to invest in the slurs, plant them, let them grow.
What the fuck
grow,
are you
that's
talking
right.
about?
You got to invest in the marketplace of social ideas. You know,
Slurs?
yeah. Like a hot new slur isn't going to catch on unless people use it. You got to invest in it.
I just want to let everybody know at home, if there are any of my KFB brethren here, I do not endorse this man.
I mean, let's reel back the clock. You got to think about it for a second, though, because
Look, listen. Like, I need you to understand. Like the person I follow and am most known for on Twitter is already being accused because she's Austrian of being like pro-Hitler for absolutely no reason other than that she's fucking Austrian.
sure.
And like, this is not helping the case of our fan base, okay?
Cool.
When you're talking about, we need more slurs in society. Like,
Gotta get on
like,
that hot
well,
new
well,
slur
you are-
train.
You are
what the
you are-
fuck, man?
you are misrepresenting my argument. I never said we need more slurs. I'm of the belief that slurs are inevitable. And what I was trying to get at is that every great slur that you can think of had trailblazers.
I'm sorry.
Great slurs.
Great
Hold
slurs.
You're not helping anything. Stop talking. Stop talking. Shush.
Dig the hole deeper, Zeke.
Every great slur had trailblazer. It's like, you know how people always say, you know, how humanity discovered milk is some guy had to be like, oh, look at those cow titties. I'm gonna go suck those. You know, it's like that, but for slurs, where, you know, actually, historically, that's a great fly on the wall thing. I would love to be like, who was the first person to come up with each slur? You know, it's kind of like, you know, when people think like, who came up with duffel bag? Who decided to look at a duffel bag and call it a duffel bag? Which, by the way, they were absolutely correct. That thing, it's a duffel bag.
That is a duffel bag.
Oh yeah, but a ham. Yeah, what the fuck is duffel? Does it carry duffels? Does it carry duffels? Then why is a hand basket called a ham basket? Huh? You want to explain that one, Zeke?
Maybe. Okay.
Duffel. Explain to me what a duffel is.
Okay. So here's my theory. I've actually had a long-held conspiracy theory about the duffel bag.
For fuck's sake!
Oh my god.
I think.
This is
Are
the
you-
Bakagaijinshow show. Thanks for tuning in.
No. I've been waiting 119 episodes to get into my duffel bag conspiracy theory. Here's what I think. Here's what I think. Okay, you're aware of truffles, right? Mushroom gathering.
Yeah. Yes.
I think they used to be called truffle bags, as in bags to put the truffles you harvest from the forests and whatnot. But I think
No.
they gave the tasks to the village idiot who couldn't spell right, and so he ended up calling it a duffel bag. But everyone thought that was so fucking funny that they changed the name to duffel bag just to continually mock that guy. And every time,
Duffel is just. I'm going to interrupt you and stop you before you kill every brain cell and every viewer and spread information. I think duffel is simply an old, no longer used term for, like, you know, this and that's, knickknacks.
okay, alternatively,
Random assortment of things.
alternatively, you know how like in Old English, like a lot of letters used to just be F's?
I mean, it could be a bag where you put your problems. It could have been a kerfuffle bag at one point. So, you know,
Kerfuffle bag.
it could be a kerfuffle bag for all the fuck we know.
Or maybe, you know how a douchebag is named after the douche, like the part of the body that you're washing? What if there used to be a human body part called a duffel, but it got sort of, we evolved out of it, like it no longer exists?
You ever just
What?
encounter an argument so stupid you can't fight it?
I'm saying, what if we lost our duffel glands?
Our
I.
glands.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Our
What the?
duffel glands.
Can
What
we-
do they do? I don't know. We didn't have the medical science necessary to tell us what they did.
I feel,
But they must not have been important because we eventually evolved out of them.
I feel like we should move on before I lose more brain cells.
Move on to what? This is the show.
No! No!
Oh my god.
I refuse!
Anybody invade Ukraine recently?
I think it's been the same one.
It's been the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same invasion. It's taking a while.
And yeah, it is taking a while. You think eventually they just run out of people to kill?
You'd think.
Well, they can't kill them. That's the problem. Like,
Oh.
I say that's the problem. It's the problem for Russia. Clearly not a problem for me.
Well, no, I'm talking about the other way around. Like I'm talking like the
Yeah,
defenders.
I'm not a fat Nick, just in case anybody wants to listen.
Like, you-
I am not
you-
a fucking fat
Like
Nick.
you
I
think
hate Russia.
you
Yeah.
think the defenders would have just like driven them out by this point?
Yeah, love its people, hate its leadership. And it's
It's complicated.
I feel the same way about Sony.
I am also in agreement. I don't necessarily hate Sony fans. I just despise the company they worship. Like,
I don't think many of them worship.
I mean, you haven't seen the console. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yes,
back in
I've
the
seen.
console wars days.
I've
Like,
seen.
I swear
no,
those people were drinking Kool-Aid, dude.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I've seen console war Twitter. It rages on to this day. I don't know if I'd call it worship though. It's still in that like aggressive sports fanatic phase, you know.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da.
That's probably
Yeah.
fair.
Like they'll light some car fires, but they're not gonna like sacrifice their firstborn to our Lord and Savior Sony. You know, it's like not yet.
There have been a few cases of people like selling off a car so they can afford the new console. I do remember there was at least one case of that.
A car is not a
Cars-
firstborn child.
I mean, my car is my baby, so
Yeah, but okay. This has been a long time coming. I need you to know. Other people have different values than you.
I feel like I'm more aware of that than like even you are, sir. Like, I feel like there are days where I'm more aware of that than you. So
Awareness is overrated, but what I don't know can't hurt me. You know.
see, that's what I'm getting at right there. That's what I'm fucking getting at. Anyway,
Look, when I was like 11 years old, some anime or other told me idiots can't catch colds. I'm not sure I've gotten that far.
you know,
'cause
an
I still
anime
get- I still
also
get
told me
colds.
that whenever I sneeze, it's a result of somebody talking behind my back. And while I could absolutely believe
Hey, that-
that sounds like homeopathic magic reasoning or magical reasoning from like from like the paleo human days, and it don't make no goddamn sense.
Well, the Japanese, they have their superstitions.
Yep.
Then again, there was that study recently, like fucking. What was the number again, Kevin? It was like 40% of America believes in ghosts or something.
Yeah.
Angels. 60% believe in angels, or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
But there was also a more recent one where it's like a very large percentage of the population believes in ghosts.
Yeah.
Right. No. A large percent believe that their house is haunted. That was the more specific.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're going to believe a house
Which
is
I mean,
haunted,
which
you gotta
implies
believe...
which absolutely implies that there. I mean, to believe a house is haunted, you have to believe
Exactly. Yeah.
spirits capable of haunting it, whether that's ghosts
Mhm.
or it's demons or it's something voodoo or whatever. So it's like you have to.
Yeah.
Anyone here have any good haunting stories? Anyone ever get haunted?
No.
No, not offhand.
I get stalked by Mayoshi on Twitter, but that's not a haunting.
Sometimes I have sleep paralysis, and I'll wake up with like weird scratches I don't remember making.
That's just you moving around in sleep. It happens all the time. You can scratch yourself in sleep also.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but my arm is usually under a pillow, so it feels weird to. I don't know. I didn't take pictures or anything, but I feel like
Oh,
this.
those were me. I envied
Oh.
your house every night.
Yeah.
Every
Well,
night,
I'm
every night I
really
travel
flattered.
3 hours up to Cleveland just to fuck with you in your sleep.
Honestly, I would be flattered. You know, means I just live in his head that rent free. Honestly. Kevin, what have you been doing lately?
There we go. Okay. Well, I have good news for the both of you in the short term. I am taking a break from watching Precure outside of the current weekly series, so you don't have to hear me talk about it nearly as much.
Can we get a hallelujah there? Can we get a fucking hallelujah there?
I mean, I could have put a hallelujah.
enough, whatever.
I could have put hallelujah in post. But, you know.
Put the faith up sound.
There we go. Okay, perfect. But yeah, no, yeah, I finished that one season I was binging, and I watched the movie for it. It's good. The season is good. The movie is bad. People blew a lot of the shit that they don't like about this season completely out of proportion, because the fans of this franchise are either children or children in adults' bodies. Anyway,
The young at heart.
the young at heart.
There's
Sure,
a difference
let's go with
between young
that.
at heart and being immature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
The young at brain.
Right. Like, I was led to believe that there was, like, this romantic subplot going through the entire series that was, like, super prominent and, like mega creepy. And I watched the series and it's, like, it's 95% teasing, and honestly gets forgotten in the second season, so I don't know what the fuck people are talking about.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, did that. I have, but no, yeah, I've pivoted into watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters now. I'm
Good shit. Fucking classics.
This feels weird because we haven't recorded in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Which gives me a lot of fucking shit to talk about. Go figure.
That was also my fault. I apologize for I've been traveling again, and I will be doing it again soon as
He's
well.
got a problem.
I like to see other exotic locations and experience weird shit. So.
Yep.
Well, so did Anthony Bourdain. Look what happened to him.
What did happen to him?
He died.
Yeah. He killed himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Obviously, it's because he didn't subscribe to Takanashi Kiara. I don't have to worry about that.
I don't think he had a chance. When did he? Kevin looked at. I think he died in like 2018 or something.
Do I really have to look that? Okay, fine.
Yes,
Jesus, Anthony Bourdain died 2018. Yeah, that was before Kiara debuted. So yeah.
Well, yeah, not fair to hold that against them, you jerk.
Oh. Maybe he should have tried harder. Stay alive until that could happen.
Hang in there, Anthony Bourdain.
Do not condone
Takanashi
suicide.
Kiara is almost
Ridiculous.
here.
Hold on! Someone you don't know in Austria is gonna play Minecraft one day. Real convincing argument.
Literally. Oh my god. You could be a chicken like me!
But no, yeah, I
Anthony Bourdain just loses all faith in humanity and goes at it immediately.
right.
But
no, yeah, I've begun watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, and I'd say I'm a little over halfway through the Duelist Kingdom arc.
About exactly halfway.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's fun, but there's this consistent issue I'm having in the Duelist Kingdom where they just make shit up for the sake of creating.
You say
like,
it's a
fun
problem.
visuals.
I say it's gold because it's so silly. It makes me laugh every time it happens.
Oh, admittedly, it's goofy as shit, and it can be really, really funny. But it's also one of those things where
So can I interject real quick? I kind of liked that in the earlier seasons because it made the game seem more like it was digging into its roots as an actual sorcerer's game, which didn't have, modern card game rules attached to it. It was kind of like, can I jigger this shit together to beat my opponent? It felt more like a Wizard's Duel in the first 2 seasons, whereas in later seasons it felt more like an established modern card game. I mean, so thematically, I don't hate it, and besides, it's fucking hilarious when it happens.
I mean, to be fair,
but I see why they made the switch to a more solid set of rules and card interactions making more sense. A, because it helped promote the game better, and that was kind of their focus after the first couple of seasons. But
to be fair,
yeah.
A big influence of Duel Monsters was actually JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I can kind of see where some of this comes from. But I don't know, I'm interested to get into Battle City and later arcs because I know that
a lot of people consider Battle City to be the best arc of the Duel Monsters, of the original Duel Monsters.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to getting into that after I finish Duelist Kingdom, which I should.
When you get into the duel with Pegasus, though, I demand that you watch it with me because I have things to say about that whole duel. That goes on for like 5 or 6 episodes, I believe.
The one
Did you already finish it?
No, I have not.
No, he has not watched it since the last time we did.
Yeah, I need to.
When you eventually get to the Pegasus duel, absolutely have me on board.
No,
I literally played half the cards in this deck.
No, yeah, when I get to the Pegasus duel, I will absolutely pull the both of you aside and be like, we gotta watch this together. Because, y'all are fun to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! With.
Sure.
But no, yeah, I'm watching that. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying it. The interesting thing, though, is that I'm watching the official subtitles on Crunchyroll, and The subtitles are broadly decent. They're broadly good, but there are some weird quirks about it that are very confusing to me. One of the things that they do is, we talked about this at length off the show, but one of the things that they do is that they utilize the official English TCG card names for all of the cards in the game, which is fine, but it results in some weirdness, like every time Red Eyes Black Dragon is shown on screen, it's referred to as Red Eyes B. Dragon, which is how it was printed on the original card back during like the first few printings. It's not how it's printed anymore, but I guess they're defaulting to the earliest known version of the card for this. Well, it's just, I guess.
Well, no, it's just because these subs were made back when that was that.
Right. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
These subs started these subs started in like 2015 or something. It took a long time.
Right. Yeah.
They only did like 5 episodes a month for a long time.
Yeah. So it took them a long time to sub Duel Monsters.
It took them about as long as it took to air originally, so about 4.5 years or so. Yeah.
Right. Another thing that another weird thing about about the subs for Duel Monsters is that it uses the Japanese names for characters, but occasionally, and I'm not sure why this happens or how, they'll occasionally just use the dub names for certain characters. This has happened twice to my recollection. There's one point where Insector Haga is referred to as Weevil, which made me and Zeke go, whoa, wait a minute! And there was another point where Yugi refers to Jinochi as Joey in the subs, and then refers to him as Jinochi like 5 lines later. So, they're fine. They work. It's just that to watch these subs, you do have to work with a little bit of weirdness.
I'm gonna guess it was a back burner project for Crunchyroll, and there's probably a lot of people going in and out of it, and just not a lot of checking each other's work.
There were probably multiple people working on a single episode. It's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I am almost convinced this was a back burner project for Crunchyroll, and they probably just like every now and again people would just chip away at it, like in a big group. So yeah.
Which makes sense, I guess. I mean, they do have to keep consistent with all the fucking card names and shit, so that would require a lot of research.
I'm just saying. Well, because what happened is they got the license, and they immediately had this very long show in their hands that they needed subtitled, so they did it in this like monthly batch format. And every now and again, they do get shows like that where they'll get the license to something that either doesn't have that's very long and doesn't have existing subs, or they can't use them for whatever legal reason. So they do this like batch format, and they just sort of slowly chip away at it, and that's probably why there are small inconsistencies, because the bulk of Crunchyroll's subbing force is definitely like on
new
stuff that's airing.
Yeah,
new things. So when they get these long catalogs, it just becomes like a back project for them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. But I'm enjoying Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's fun. I like it. I wish I got into it back when I was a kid, because then I would have been able to play the card game. But nope, that didn't happen.
Fine. I can now have the experience of watching you go through something I'm very familiar with.
Dude, your fucking rules lawyering while watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so fucking funny.
I hope you appreciate it. It's going to stop after a certain point.
That's fair, but it's really funny in Duelist Kingdom.
Yeah.
What was the one? It was like, what was the one thing you were like? Somebody was like, "That's not how it works," and you're like, "Actually, it is."
I forget.
Yeah, but that was fun.
A bunch of monsters all at once. It's called cheating. Deal with it.
We also have watched a couple of movies in the Bakagaijin Discord server, link provided in the description below. Watched Step Brothers. I wish you were there, Zeke. This is absolutely your kind of movie. It is in the same vein as a lot of the other comedies that you've put on the wheel. It's very much in that vein. It's very fun. We also had one of my favorite movie nights we have ever had with Transmorphers. Not Transformers, Transmorphers.
I heard you the first time and I'm still cringing.
So what happened was I could not find Transmorphers. I found Transmorphers streaming, but it was on Tubi TV, and Tubi TV updated their website so that ad blocker no longer works. So if we had watched it, it would have taken like 45 minutes longer because we would have had to sit through commercials. And I was not about to do that for fucking Transmorphers. So
Yeah, you don't want to stretch out the Transmorphers experience.
Exactly. So,
You want that shit nice and concise.
So, of course, I went to my usual, totally legal movie watching websites.
Again, not endorsed. Please don't cancel us, YouTube.
And I could not, and the thing is, I could not find the movie on most of the websites that I normally went to. So I had to go through like 10 different websites before I found one that actually had the movie in good quality. The fun part is, when I actually found it, it did have subtitles, but the subtitles were, I believe, translated from Spanish back into English. And they were downloaded from opensubtitles.org.
Yeah.
So the entire movie...
That's comedy.
So the entire movie has, like, all of the lines... It's basically like Backstroke of the West tier mistranslations of lines that you're hearing in English.
Backstroke of the what?
Backstroke of the West.
He doesn't know. Okay.
He doesn't know.
Back when Revenge of the Sith first came out, a work print cut of the movie was leaked online, and that was bootlegged to hell and back, and that work print got a Hong Kong DVD that was translated from English to Chinese and then back into English, and by somebody who clearly had a rudimentary at best grasp of the English language. So it resulted in a bunch of hilarious mistranslations, such as Revenge of the Sith being translated as Backstroke of the West.
Backstroke of the West is absolutely on the list, by the way.
It absolutely is. I want to play that for April Fool's next year.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, what day is April Fool's fall on? Let me look.
Oh, man.
Backstroke.
Oh, April Fool's is a Monday.
Let's go!
See, when people make that kind of humongous blunder, this is why people don't try to learn languages. They're terrified of them, because how could you... Because a language being that ambiguous, where you can't tell the difference between the revenge of made-up word and backstroke of the West, is the reason people don't finish language degrees.
But no, yeah.
Clean it up!
But no, yeah,
People?
no, yeah, the subtitles for Transmorphers had some fucking hilarious mistranslations. Like, one line, which I used for my media threat shot, had someone... is like somebody in a dogfight, and they said, there's one behind me. The translation says, I have one in my bottom.
Yeah,
and the part that just made us die laughing for like 20 straight fucking minutes was at the end of the movie where the evil is defeated, an explosion tears across the sky, the clouds part, the blue sky shines, the sun beams down upon the main characters, and the subtitles say, Open Subtitle recommends using NordVPN.
Yeah.
That is one of the funniest things that has ever happened in movie night, and I would not trade that experience for the world. That is the only way to watch Transmorphers, by the way. Those subtitles made the movie hilarious. Oh, God. Just such a fun, bad movie. I had a great time with
them
that.
did a great job.
Yep. I also watched season 1 of the live-action One Piece TV series. Binged all of that in like one day. Netflix finally did it. Netflix finally fucking did it. They made a good live-action anime adaptation.
Crazy.
They certainly made it well received. I've been burned too many times. I'm gonna watch it. I'll give you my honest thoughts as a person who doesn't give a shit about One Piece.
Looking forward to your thoughts.
And I'll let you know overall. overall how it feels for a person who is not already a fan of the series, and how it is how I perceive it. I don't, because it's hard to tell when something this big and this popular gets converted. There are always a lot of very vocal people who try to astroturf it into being good.
Right. Yeah.
You know, even by making all of the small positive arguments they can while ignoring the big flaws.
I guess. Although I think in this specific case, I don't remember any previous Netflix adaptation.
No,
getting astroturfed. Nobody was fucking dick riding for Netflix Death Note.
Yeah.
No, that's 100% true. That being said, there hasn't been anything quite as large or popular as One Piece being converted yet. So
that is true.
It's kind of the largest and most popular thing you could possibly have.
Yeah.
So who knows? From what I've heard from everybody who's watched it, they loved it. Also, apparently Sanji has a nice ass in this movie.
Yes.
Or in this series.
Yes.
I don't know. That was something that somebody pointed out. Of course, Kevin would say yes. But anyway, so I'll give you my honest thoughts. I'm not going into it looking to shit on it, by the way.
No, that's
I
fair.
never do that. I just go into it and I let it take me for a ride. And usually I end up enjoying it, so we'll end up finding out. Remember, I was one of the guys who liked Ghost in the Shell.
Right,
Like, I didn't hate it. I thought, this is fine. Honestly, I'd watch it again. Somebody said, you wanted this for a fun movie night? I'm like, yeah, it's fun.
It's not an awful film. I will say that about the live action Ghost in the Shell.
I didn't ask for a critical review. Don't bring those people here. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's not. It's honestly, fine. I think it's fine. So I will probably enjoy One Piece. But go ahead, continue about One Piece.
No. The One Piece series is. I think it's really good personally. Admittedly, I am slightly biased because I grew up watching One Piece. I've gone through the entire East Blue saga like multiple times in anime and manga form. So it's like this is a section of the story that's like super familiar to me. I do have my nitpicks here and there, but a lot of that is mostly just I wish they did this instead of that. What they do with this adaptation, whatever changes that they make feel what's the word? They feel purposeful. Like they're not changing shit because we're trying. They don't look at the source material as something that needs to be necessarily improved upon or something that like, I can do better than this, or I want to put my own spin on it. They're trying to take the core of what made it work and adapt that. And I appreciate how they actually did that here. I think it's very effective. Again, I have some nitpicks here and there. I have my complaints, but a lot of it is just... A lot of that is somebody who is that's coming from me as a longtime fan.
Right.
As a new adaptation of One Piece, as something that's trying to take the core of the series, represent it in a new medium, and create a standalone piece that people can latch onto, I think it's great. I think it's a really great
Would you say
series.
the One Piece is real?
The One Piece is real. Yep. That meme has never been more true than it is now.
Nice.
It's apparently been doing really well for Netflix too. Like, it was the #1 show in like 86 countries, which I think is their biggest debut to date.
I didn't even know they were available in 86 countries.
Yeah. Netflix is big, buddy.
Big boy.
But it's like #1 in like 86 countries, and it's gotten like really positive reviews. Even critics really like it. It's got like an 85 on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's according to the producer Marty Adelstein, they already have season 2 written out completely. They're ready to go for another season. They just need a green light.
They're ready to go right now.
Because like
they're ready to go right now.
Because like they
give them the green light.
Because like they still have all of the props, all of the ships. They even have like an entire set that they haven't used yet for the next 2 episodes that they would have to do to adapt the next arc. They just need a green light and the money to do it, and they can be like, okay, let's go, let's do it. Me, as somebody who went into this as a massive skeptic of how well it would be done, I'm very happy with how One Piece was adapted to live action. They did a really good job. I also watched a Paul Thomas Anderson movie called Magnolia. Unfortunately, this is one of those movies where I can't say a goddamn thing about it without spoiling the ever-loving hell out of it. So, it's a good movie.
Okay.
It is a good drama. It does not need to be 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Paul Thomas Anderson himself even said, like, somewhat recently, he was actually asked the question of, it's like, if you had an option to go back to one of your movies and change it, what would you do? And he would say, and he said, I would go back to Magnolia, calm the hell down, and cut 20 minutes out of the movie.
Well, you can't trust anyone with 3 first names. So.
Right. No, yeah, but Magnolia is a good movie. This is the second Paul Thomas Anderson movie I've seen after Punch Drunk Love. And honestly, after this, I'm planning on watching Boogie Nights after this.
Sure.
I've heard Boogie Nights is pretty good.
Like the day after this recording.
Well, not today. I got another movie to watch later today.
Oh, what are you watching today?
Charlotte has this action movie that she picked up at. It's a movie called Versus, and she picked up like the director's cut. On
I thought you were gonna say an action movie called Action Jackson.
No.
Where the hell is Jackson?
I look at Discord and I just see Zeke DMs me, reminder, you are gay, and it's a fucking marble sculpture of a penis.
I'm sorry, would you prefer a real one? Here you go.
I'm not complaining. Oh my god, why do you have that? Anyway, I'm not complaining.
This one, I want to point out this one comes from r/penis. It says, I've been practicing taking dick pics with my DSLR in low light. So you've got some real avant-garde dick pickery going on there.
It's a very artistically done dick pic. I will give him that.
I'm just gonna interject and say, my imagination is just going right now. Just don't bother ruining it by showing me the real thing, please.
I literally can't, or this video will get removed from YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Glad we got that
YouTube we
sorted
trust.
out.
Yeah.
Sometimes Susan makes good choices. Well, for you, I would love to post. I would love to post more uncensored genitalia, but unfortunately, Susan does.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we kind of can't. Unfortunately.
In lieu of that, Kevin, overlay Jeff the Killer.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But no, yeah, we also watched the Ant Bully in the Baka Gaijin server. That's
pretty
a
good.
surprisingly solid film. It's
Pretty good.
mostly
I wouldn't have taken it over a potential 4th season of Jimmy Neutron, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, like it's mostly carried by the fact that it has very strong visual design and actually very interesting world that they've built for the ants.
The concept art must have gone wild.
Oh, fuck yeah. No, yeah, the design work in this movie is fantastic, and it actually has like really good cinematography. I love how they it's probably the movie that does the best job of conveying how small ants are in a world of everything that's bigger than them. I think I think it's like the best movie I've seen that does that. And they get really creative with it too. The story is kind of bland, the characters are fine, but nothing remarkable. It's a solid film. I'd recommend checking it out.
It's got Bruce Campbell in it.
It does have Bruce Campbell, and he is the best thing about the movie by far. It also has Nicolas Cage as an ant wizard.
Yeah, and he takes it very seriously. Which I love.
Dude, his performance is so good in this movie, and it has no right to be.
Yeah.
My favorite part about Men in Black is how seriously Tommy Lee Jones plays his character.
Yes.
Like in a movie with goofy aliens and fucking Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones is absolutely the straight man of the whole thing with a dramatic past and everything.
God, that just reminds me of one of the funniest stories
And it's unintentionally comedic because of how straight he plays everything in this goofy world he lives in.
That just reminds me of one of my favorite stories about Tommy Lee Jones is when him and Jim Carrey were working on Batman Forever, and he just pulls Jim Carrey aside and says, I cannot sanction your buffoonery. It's like, buddy, you're in fucking Batman Forever. This entire movie is buffoonery.
Cannot sanction your buffoonery.
Jim Carrey loves telling that story.
Yeah, but it didn't have Bat credit card yet.
True.
We didn't have Bat credit card yet.
We did not have peak
Bat
Joel.
credit card.
We did not have peak Joel Schumacher yet. That's true. But yeah, Aunt Bully's pretty good. But I also watched the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I'm conflicted because I could complain about this movie. There's a lot of stuff that I could critique about this movie, from like story pacing, character writing, but like this movie's such a love letter to Mario, and it just made me happy.
Kevin, this dick pic is creeping me out. It's like two dicks stapled together. Look at this.
Can you why are you sending me so much penis? I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Okay, maybe I'm complaining about that last one. That last one's weird.
Yeah, that last one is very it looks like he cut half of his dick off and then like molded someone else's dick on top of his own.
Yeah, that is a weird cock.
that is very strange.
That is absolutely a weird cock. But yeah, I also bought Vigigames.
Sure.
I bought Digimon Racing for Game Boy Advance.
Yep.
I bought
the most on-brand thing you've done in a while.
I bought Digimon Racing on Game Boy Advance. It's a surprisingly solid Mario Kart clone, but this is where the fun begins. But it is a Mario Kart clone, and if you were going to, I need you to understand, this is the Game Boy Advance. There is still a Mario Kart game on this system.
Yeah.
So Digimon Racing is only good, like, I can only recommend Digimon Racing if you, for some reason, cannot get a hold of Mario Kart Super Circuit, which is you can buy that for like $5 anywhere. And you just really, really like Digimon. It's a solid game though. I also bought a couple of Preaker games off of eBay, and I beat one of them last night. The one that I beat is a pretty solid little brawler game. Very fun, very fun. So that's what I've been doing.
Oh, sorry, I just woke up. What?
You were talking like 30 seconds ago. Shut the hell up.
I was sleep talking. Shut up.
Sleep talking.
Oh.
I'm gonna pass it over to Sheridan or Jerar. What have you been doing?
Zeke, how's it been?
It's been 3 weeks.
You assume I do things.
I know you've done shit.
You went to Canada. What?
Yeah, no, I did go to Canada, so I got a lot to talk about. So I went to Canada, went to Anime Toronto, which is a small convention. It's run by a company that normally runs a larger convention over in, it's not Quebec. What's not Ontario? It's over to the west. They run a larger convention over on the western side. This is the first one they've done in Toronto. It's only a couple years old. They did their first one kind of pre-COVID, but then obviously got shut down because, fucking COVID. So this is the first time they brought it back, and they brought in some celebrity local cosplayers and like Canadian cosplayers, and then also decided to bring a couple HoloLive talents and also a couple other VTubers, although none of them were big corpos. I think they were independents. So of course, because Kiara was there and I was only 7 hours away, I went ahead and took the 7-hour drive up there to meet some people, some friends who I haven't gotten to meet before in the community and everything. And it was also my birthday weekend.
Nice.
So, sorry, I got distracted by something on Twitter. It was my birthday. It was my birthday weekend. So, we went to. Everybody was like, "Oh, well, let's go celebrate your birthday," and I was like, "I don't want you guys buying me anything." And they're like, "Nah, we'll just take you to Dave and Buster's." And I was like, "That's pretty cool." So we went to Dave and Buster's. I haven't played Guitar Hero fucking arcade in forever, and that was a lot of fun. And connected with a couple of the guys in the community over rhythm gaming, to the point where they were actually interested. They found out we had a round 1 in town. So they're like, dude, we're going to visit you in November. So I've got a couple KFP who are going to come down and visit me in November, crash at my place, and we're going to spend the weekend rhythm gaming, which is going to be awesome.
That sounds... I'm invited, right?
No, fuck you.
Oh, well.
But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so they're going to come down and visit. It was a really good experience. The panel was run fairly well. A lot of things you run into at these conventions is that the guy they choose to be the MC isn't necessarily a guy who knows, what the talent he's introducing is about. So he made some very funny typos.
Yeah.
When it came to like, describing the different talents and everything.
Yeah.
And that led to some pretty funny moments. But overall, it was a decent presentation. A decent panel. Had a lot of fun there. 7-hour drive on the way up, pretty tough. On the bright side, I did get to stop at a rest stop. And found out they have poutine at fucking Burger King in Canada, which is the weirdest thing ever for this place.
Naturally.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I went ahead and bought some food, and I got to try an aero bar for the first time, a Nestle aero bar for the first time in like fucking 15 years, and I got some all dressed chips.
I used to get them at World Market before our local World Market closed.
Yeah, they do sell them in the US, but they're at like they're like at import stores.
Yeah.
Not at we used to have a place in Dayton too called Ken's Imports. It was a deli that also sold a bunch of imported magazines, candies, snack foods, things like that.
I'm not a hater of American chocolate, but I will admit that British chocolate is better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Aero Bar, it was wonderful. It was nice to be able to get those things.
Yeah, I used to get British chocolate at World Market. Aero bars, lion bars.
Yep. O. Henry's are also fantastic. They're like Baby Ruths.
Yeah. I fucking love O. Henry's. O. Henry's are so good.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I went to Canada. I spent the weekend there. Had a great time. Drove back on Sunday. Got stopped by Border Patrol. Mind you, this is Labor Day weekend, so I'm guessing what happened was they were just checking everybody for every reason possible. So I had to go sit in a room while my car got strip searched. When I was crossing back into Detroit, but that only took like 10 minutes. So, and they were like, "You're free to go," and I was like, "Okay, have a nice day." And then I just drove back home, and I've been here, and then I'll be leaving again in December to go to Anime Frontier in Dallas, Texas, or it's actually in Fort Worth, I think, Texas, which is
when are you doing this?
First weekend of December. I'll be leaving to go to Anime Frontier right outside Dallas. So not for a couple months, but that will be my last trip of the year, my last big trip of the year, and then I'll have the 3-month period until I decide to go to. I'll have a 3-month period until I decide to go to Japan again. So
December in Dallas, it's still somehow going to be like 78 degrees.
It's still going to be like 70 degrees, but like 70 is so much better than 115, which is what they peaked at earlier this week, which is fucking ridiculous.
Very true.
I don't know how so many rednecks can live in Texas and just see the fact and like be literally be cooking the entire time with temperatures going up every year, and they still deny global warming. I'm just like, come on, guys, seriously.
You are on fire.
You're literally on fire and experiencing firsthand. No, I don't think that happened. I don't think that's real.
Kevin, didn't you see when you lived in Arizona? When you lived in Arizona, didn't you see the stop signs melting?
Yes, it got so fucking hot that like it was the thing where you could crack an egg on the sidewalk. Not only that, but also like the fucking
First of all, don't do that. Use your car hood. Much more cleanly.
But
yeah.
Not only
I
that,
don't know about that because there's remnants of bird shit and bug guts all over it. I feel like,
maybe after a car wash.
Yeah. But like,
yeah. If you scrub it clean, that's fine.
Yeah, even then, not only did you have like the paint getting stripped off of like signs, you also had like trash bins melting.
Yeah.
On the sidewalk, it was fucking ridiculous. But
Arizona was a mistake from the beginning. Like, we should have never settled that place.
Arizona. There's literally a fucking King of the Hill joke about that.
Like, well, there should be. I mean, there's a joke about a lot of cities we build in the West, like Arizona, and like the furthest southwest we should have ever gone was fucking Colorado, and then everything, and that's just because you have the elevation, and the mountain ranges there. But then any further south and west of that, it's just nothing but fucking desert. And it's like how people decided that, hey, you know what would be great? If we spent way too much money and built an overly expensive city in the middle of the water pumped in from 300 miles away. We'll call it Las Vegas. It'll be great.
Yeah, as King of the Hill so eloquently put it, Phoenix should not
America
exist.
Is the king of making stupid fucking cities.
As King of the Hill so eloquently put it, Phoenix, Arizona should not exist. It is a monument. It is a monument to man's arrogance.
I mean, the same is true with New Orleans, although that's the French arrogance right there. Because that was originally a French settlement. But the French literally looked at this basin between two large bodies of water that sits below sea level, and said, "We'll build a city here." Now, don't get me wrong. I love New Orleans. Beautiful city, great culture, amazing jazz. They throw a damn good party, and I love that area. But good God, guys, could you have not thought of a better place to put a city?
Yeah.
Like, instead of between a lake and a river that will drown you the second a wall cracks? Come on, guys.
Well, at the time, nobody thought, the water level's going to raise one day. Get out of here, fucking Satanist. What are you talking about?
Right. No, but that was the French hubris right there. But, like, America is the king of making cities and places.
The water level is going to rise one day. Shut up, les Satanos!
Right. Oh, my God.
Unlike the height of man's hubris, which is in fact Dubai, a testament to all that is wrong with man. I don't think there's a worse city aliens could land in than Dubai.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah. Probably the worst first impression.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Canada was fun. I love Toronto. It's a beautiful city. It's the size of a lot of major cities in America, but it's so clean. The air is clean. The streets are clean. There are homeless everywhere. I mean, it's a big city, big problems, but it's clean. And that's the best part. The roads aren't an absolute nightmare. Everything is decently well cared for. Things aren't hard to like navigate. Like it's a great city to drive around and just experience stuff. Food trucks fucking everywhere, by the way. Holy crap. There were blocks in the city center that had 6 food trucks on them.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Like, it's just insanity. Food trucks everywhere. So I got some good street food there. That's basically what sustained me at the convention center, because the convention center in Toronto doesn't have a food court like most convention centers do in America. So we had to, so we kind of...
well, they probably didn't want to piss off the food truck cabal.
The what?
Whatever that is. I'm not gonna.
The organized theory. I will. I'm gonna say they don't have a food court because the organized cabal of food truck owners rallied against them. They control the whole area.
Possibly.
Yeah. Like a cartel of.
To be fair, the convention center at AX didn't have one either. But there were a shit ton of Hispanic people outside.
Well, I mean, LA is also a food truck city, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is that they had a bunch of people with food trucks and food carts outside. A bunch of Hispanic people selling hot dogs when they weren't striking. By the way, when they weren't striking,
that didn't have food courts had massive food truck industries. Suspicious.
I'm gonna ignore that though. I'm gonna ignore that.
I sense a cartel forming.
I'm gonna ignore that anyway. But yeah, no, Toronto. If you ever get a chance to go. It's a great place. And actually, when I got back, my friend told me he wants to go camping in Canada someday, and I got to agree. Like Ontario, Northern Ontario especially, but even Southern Ontario, great place to go camping. Lots and lots of untamed wilderness out there that they just built primitive campsites at.
Nova Scotia, great place to put your money.
Quebec, great place to go fishing. Great fishing in Quebec. But yeah, no. But yeah, so it was fine. It was a good trip. And I look forward to doing it again. I also downloaded Armored Core and started playing it a couple weeks ago. Pretty much almost immediately after. It was the week after we did our last podcast, I think. And loving the shit out of that game. And just generally really glad to see all of the positive reception around what used to be a very niche franchise. I'm hoping this new attention. I mean, there are the great filters like Balteus. And the fucking Sea Spider that are just making people rage quit the game and say it's a 0 out of 10, unplayable. But like, sorry.
Sounds like they need to get good.
They do need to get good. Also, I think the weird thing about Armored Core is that a lot of people go into it expecting it to be a Souls game. So when they take their mech into combat against like Balteus or one of the tough boss fights that are in the game, which there are a plentiful number of, they get this impression that it's a Souls game. You just have to get better at dodging and press your advantage and press your attack. That's not how Armored Core works, and I feel like a lot of people are being filtered unjustly. When they don't need to be, because like the whole thing in Armored Core is it's not about picking a build and running it through every mission like it is in a game like Elden Ring or Dark Souls. Like you don't just min-max like a shotgun build and expect it to carry through the whole game. Some of the boss fights are going to be extraordinarily like difficult if that's your whole strategy. You have to switch it up. I mean, that's the whole reason they have all of these parts and stuff, and why you can switch your mech up. If you fail a checkpoint, let's say you die at a boss, it will allow you to adjust your mech and then try again from the checkpoint. Like they wouldn't have that system if build wasn't a big factor in it. So if you're struggling with Armored Core, consider that it may not be your player skill, it might just be your build, and to keep testing and trying things until something clicks. And people have already found a way to cheese pretty much every boss fight, and that doesn't mean that every boss requires exactly one solution. I've seen like 10 different builds easily beat the Sea Spider. But if your build's not working for you, switch it up. Learn to use different weapons. Learn a different strategy. Try a different set of legs. Like try a different generator. Like the little extra energy you get from a swapped out generator might be what's tipping the scales in your favor. It might give you that extra bit of maneuverability.
I often tell people to try new legs in all kinds of contexts.
Yeah. But no, honestly, excellent game. I'm loving the shit out of it. I haven't even gotten through the first game so far because I've just had a very, very busy couple of weeks. I've been working overtime again and just focusing on other stuff. But I also downloaded Starfield, and I mean, 15 out of 10. Todd Howard did it again. Like I got no complaints. I'm like 8 hours into the game. I haven't encountered a single relevant bug. And from what I've heard, there are bugs in the game. Some of them are pretty fucking hilarious. But
yeah,
they're not the kinds of bugs that like ruin the gameplay experience. Like they're not preventing you from progressing.
I've played, according to Steam, I've played 32.5 hours. I've had 2 crashes to desktop and some very minor bugs. Like I built a thing in an outpost, and then I deleted it, but the lights somehow stuck around for some reason. That was weird. It's like minor shit like that.
Yeah, no, there's been some lighting glitches, and whenever I'm in big cities, like there's this foggy haze that makes everything super pixelated, which is really strange. But this is not the case when I'm on a planet or in an interior cell or anything like that. So I think I just have to swap around some settings to get that to work.
That's probably just the FSR kicking in.
Probably. I know it's not perfectly optimized for PC, and a lot of people are having some graphical issues with it, frame drop and stuff like that. The one thing I will say is I have not experienced like any noticeable frame drops.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that haze is probably it maintaining your frame rate by downsampling the image.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's my fault for not having a top-of-the-line PC. But
Yeah.
the game's still perfectly playable. Like, there's never a point where I feel lost because everything's just pixels everywhere. It's mostly just like, you just got to accept that this is how the game operates on my personal hardware. So someday I'll upgrade. Sometime early next year, I plan to upgrade to a better GPU.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll smooth a lot of that stuff out. But I haven't had any noticeable frame drops. The game plays smoothly. I enjoy a lot of its systems. I chose Chef as my lead, as my character background.
Of course,
which is really funny. So the first thing I'm doing is maxing out gastronomy as fast as possible, so I can cook everything in the game. Like, but yeah, no. So it's fun so far. I'm really enjoying my time with the game, and I can't wait to start doing ship breaking and everything else like that, which I haven't done any custom ships. I saw somebody build a UNSC Pelican as their spaceship, and I can't wait to do that shit.
Fucking
I've seen a guy build the Millennium Falcon, like, which is awesome. Like you can do. I've seen somebody build the Enterprise, or a very close approximation to the Enterprise, obviously downscaled. Like,
yeah.
like there's a lot of people just doing absolutely crazy shit with the shipbuilding modules, and that just seems like a hilariously fun system. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying the hell out of Starfield. Go play Starfield, and don't believe the people who are bitching about it, because they were gonna bitch about it no matter what Bethesda produced.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect game. I'm not gonna say it's a perfect game, but God, it just feels like coming home again after so many years. But yeah, Starfield I've also been spending some time with, and just trying to grind money as much as possible at work. Rurouni Kenshin is about the only series I've still been watching this season. Nothing else really interested me too much this season, but Rurouni Kenshin is still fucking fantastic. We're finally getting into the one of my favorite arcs from the first section of the manga, which is when he's going after Kanryu and he has to fight the Oniwaban group. If you guys have ever seen that movie with Bruce Lee where he has to fight up a tower, and each floor has a different like boss level character, that's exactly what you're getting into with this arc, and it's fucking amazing. I forget what Bruce Lee movie that was. It was the one that also had the basketball player as one of the opponents in it, the famous basketball player.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Bruce Lee film.
Yeah, the one with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Enter the Dragon, I think?
Yes, Enter the Dragon, that was the one. So if you liked Enter the Dragon, that's what you're getting into with this arc, and it's fucking amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, no, enjoying the hell out of Rurouni Kenshin as far as anime goes, and then just spending my time with Armored Core and Starfield. This is the first time I've bought 2 games in such rapid succession in like 5 years, so I'm a little overwhelmed. I don't have as much time for gaming as I used to.
But these are good problems to have.
They're not bad problems to have, I'll tell you that right now. Like, I'm going to be stuck in both these games for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right, that's it. That's all I've been doing, so.
Cool. Based. Yeah, I've been watching the same anime that I have been, and I also bought Starfield, and I've been playing Starfield. I've been playing the Quake 2 remaster. It's kind of it, honestly. Mostly the same stuff. My day-to-day has not changed much in the last 3 weeks.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting that like me and Mike had more to talk about. I had more to talk about than you.
Yeah,
it's kind of rare.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the stuff I do, it's shit that isn't really worth commenting on, because like, what are you gonna add to it, you know?
Right, that's fair.
I could tell you what happened this week, and fucking the girl I like forgot her glasses, but like, what does that matter to you?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's only really when I have something new to talk about that someone else isn't already talking about that my section tends to have anything of real substance to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Otherwise, it's the same mix of I talked to you guys, and I watched the same shows that I already said I was watching, and I played the same games that I said I was playing. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep. My part is the preamble. It's the foreplay. It's the
True.
the pleasantries. I forgot the word for that.
Foreplay. That's...
Oh wait, but we do have. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my music down for a second. We do have Elena's suggestion though.
Fantastic.
Right. Elena fucking gave us a topic suggestion inadvertently. Where she asked, in our opinion, what is the difference between inspiration / homages and ripoff / plagiarism? Which I thought would be a cool little question to just like I'll take podcast questions where I can get them.
Right,
know?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I think a lot of that just comes down to intent. Because homages and stuff like that are more open about their inspirations, and they're trying to do their own thing. While
what I'll say is that I think
yeah.
actual ripoffs are quite rare.
They are. They are.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that old phrase about porn. It's like, you know, I can't really describe it, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah, sure. A little bit, yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah. I feel like the difference really is down to intent, because homages and inspirations and whatever are more open about what those are, and they're typically trying to do their own thing while utilizing elements of their inspirations as, like, a launching platform. Like, nobody's going to call Familiar of Zero a Shakugan no Shana ripoff. It was inspired by Shakugan no Shana, clearly, but it's not a
it does
ripoff.
way too much of its own. It does way too much of its own worst things. Well, what I said is that, like, the matter is, people generally like things that are like things they already like. You know, if these things are done well, most people have a oh shit 2 cakes reaction. You know? So you have to be both uncreative and bad to elicit that sort of rip-off allegation in a lot of cases, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like I said in my Gleamlight video, where I'm like, people's complaints is not that it's too much like Hollow Knight. Their complaints is that it isn't enough like Hollow Knight, because Hollow Knight is good.
Yeah.
You know, and this is not. So if it was good like that, we wouldn't have, like, there's been a ton of games that have come out very, very obviously directly inspired by Hollow Knight. Some of them even ripping some of its systems off wholesale. But if it's done well, we're like, oh shit, 2 cakes, you know?
Yeah.
I think a lot of it comes down to, like, how closely the original source material is being utilized in the recreation. For example, like the what is it? Pureflix, you know, the Netflix thing is basically a collection of ripoffs. It's a collection of ripoffs of, like, other famous movies, but, like, all starring the same guy who somehow shoehorns Christian narratives in there.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, like his John Wick ripoff is the same exact story beats and character beats as John Wick, except he was, like, a pastor in his previous life, as opposed to being, like, an assassin. And it's like, and the whole thing is like, okay, but the same exact story beats.
I mean, if you think about it, wouldn't that just kind of fall under parody in a lot of cases?
But it's not intentional parody. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, that's what we're getting into.
Parody,
like,
but it's not good parody.
The matter of intent versus result factors into it as well.
Yeah.
I think, in effect, it kind of becomes a parody, whether they wanted it to or not. You know?
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's there's no new ideas under the sun. It's all about how you rearrange and recontextualize and spin things. So you're always going to get those cases where people swear things are copying one thing or another, and maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But it's all about the execution and how you use them and what you say with them. So.
Yeah, I mean, going back to my favorite whipping bag, or whipping, you know, punching bag when it comes to gaming, it's like, you know, a lot of people say that Horizon Zero Dawn is just like every other Ubisoft game, but you add robotic dinosaurs. And I'm like, I don't think that's quite a fair comparison. Like, a lot of its design philosophy, I can see where you're coming from, but, like, it tells its own story, bad or not, with its own characters, bad or not. And is clearly trying to do its own thing. So while it's borrowing heavily from a lot of the same design philosophy, it doesn't. It's not an actual ripoff, even though people call it that. I feel like.
I think there's so much you can insult about Horizon that you don't need to resort to just making shit up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the fact that the main character is an absolute moron, but whatever.
A moron and very ugly.
I wouldn't say very ugly, but
Kevin,
she
stop
don't
simping
look
for
good.
Aloy. Jesus fucking
Christ, do not insinuate,
you
sir.
fucking Aloy simp. Get out of here.
Bruh, she is the 4 out of 10 you knew in math class.
Is that adjusted for inflation?
Goodness gracious.
And in this case, inflation has 2 definitions.
And yeah, well, with that scathing remark, we're gonna put a cap on phase 1 of this episode. You can cut it anywhere.
Okay.
Here,
okay.
There. After the beep.
When's the beep?
You can add a beep if you want.
Oh, okay. Beep!
Holy fucking shit, the Reddit dive!
Oh my god! It's been so long!
Yep. We're do it again.
Dios mío!
Ooh. Spicy.
Ooh.
This is the part where we go through Reddit and find the gold nuggets in the vast stream of Redditry. We're like prospectors, you and me and him. I'll let you guys figure out which one was number 2 there. But we'll start off with a classic Aita.
I love these.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife I hate her new job?
We shall see.
Invites questions. My wife, 37F, and I, 38M, have been married for 12 years and have 3 kids, 10, 8, and 6. During the pandemic, my wife's job allowed her to switch from 100% work from home. They never required her to go back to the office because her productivity actually increased, so there was no need. It made things easier for us too. I dropped the kids off at school or daycare in the morning, and she picked them up in the afternoon. She was able to keep up with a few things around the house during the day, and we saved on gas and car maintenance, etc. For a few months ago, she was contacted by a recruiter about a job. It would be a nice step up in her career path, as well as a boost in pay. But there were drawbacks. The company had no work-from-home policy and would require her to work in the office. This was apparently non-negotiable. It would also be about a 45-minute commute for her. We talked it over a lot, and I expressed my concerns about how this would impact our daily lives. I told her that I don't necessarily think the bump in pay is worth the major changes to our daily lives, not to mention the stress that a long commute can have on people and that could impact their mood and how they interact at home. She assured me that everything would be fine, and that we would just adjust as a family, and soon the new routine would become our new normal. I told her that I would never tell her not to take the job, but I just don't know if it's worth the changes that it's going to bring. Ultimately, the decision was hers, and I accepted the new job. And she accepted the new job. She's been there for about 10 weeks now. To say it has been an adjustment is an understatement. She wakes up and leaves before the kids even get up. She'll help get a few things ready for them before she goes, but the entire morning kid routine is on me. I also do both drop off and pick up for all the kids too. Evenings have been a huge mess because I get home and try to get the kids distracted while I start dinner. When my wife gets home, she's usually stressed from the drive. Her commute has turned her into over an hour due to construction and traffic, and takes 15 minutes for herself to calm down before eating alone. Then after dinner, she's going to bed earlier because she has to wake up earlier. I told her that I feel her new job has put an unfair amount of household and childcare duties on me, and that she's being far less present in our lives when she's home. She told me we just need to give it more time to adjust and things will get easier. I told her that 10 weeks is a pretty good adjustment period and I hate it so far. She told me I'm being an unsupportive jerk and I need to give it more time.
Okay, buddy, here's the score. You're the one who stays at home all day, right?
No. Hold on. No?
Okay, so... Okay, I missed that. What does he do?
A job, I guess. He doesn't really talk about him.
Yeah, but that's not...
He said she previously worked from home. He apparently had a normal job.
Okay, so that is I'm not sure here. I need more info, because heavily depending on whether or not I need more info on like what kind of job this guy actually does, what kind of stress he's under on a daily basis, and what is actually going on with him to figure out whether or not he has reasonable concern and reasonable issues with this job that his wife has.
I don't think that's entirely relevant, because most of his concerns are about her and the entire. It's not. I don't get the vibe from this guy that like yes, he has that one line about shifting the child responsibilities.
Yeah.
But like aside from that, it seems to be mostly concerned about the entire family unit and how it operates.
That is true. He does mention
and-
that his wife does come home like very grouchy and doesn't really talk
Which is
much.
exactly what he said would happen.
He did have a reasonable concern there. That is true.
Yeah. Well, because the way he's described it, and again, we have to take into account that people who write posts like this on Reddit are obviously trying to some degree sway people's opinion towards them.
Yeah.
So I can only go off of what's written here. But it sounds like he warned her that this shit would happen, and then it happened.
Right.
So, this is very divorced from anything I know.
Yeah.
I don't have a family to raise.
Yeah.
I personally would never take a job with a near hour-long commute.
Yeah,
but-
admittedly, a 45-minute commute is pretty damn intense.
Which with the potential to turn into over an hour with traffic and construction and shit like that, because it's for the way he's described it, it sounds like they had a perfectly fine system that she threw away for a slight bump in pay
Yeah.
and maybe some career trajectory thing, and I think the way he's described it, at least, he's entirely valid in thinking that this was not a good trade-off. And I do think that 10
That is
weeks
fair.
is a pretty good period to evaluate how
True.
it affects the home life.
True. I feel like the wife is kind of just a little bit too... She's having a bit too long of a honeymoon period with the new job. And she's like, oh, don't worry, it'll sort itself out, when it's very clear things have not sorted themselves out, so that is true.
Unless that honeymoon period literally becomes her lifestyle at that point.
Exactly,
That has also happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that is fair.
It's so easy to fall into certain habits when you have to work around a job like that, and it's just like, if those habits aren't benefiting the home life, then his concerns are absolutely valid, and I don't think he's an asshole for calling her out on it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, it's like, as an example, I had an uncle and aunt divorce, not in a hostile manner, but they divorced because they both, one of them worked a radio job and was gone all day, and then the other one worked as a night shift nurse, not that type, but like a night shift nurse. So she was gone whenever he was home. So they literally, they had 3 kids together before she found her calling as this kind of shift, and he asked her multiple times, would it be better to take a day shift, and she's like, I literally can't, because she ended up taking a position that made her like a senior of that shift, and her hospital was not going to let her back out of it. So after years of trying to make it work, they basically had to separate, again, not in a hostile manner, but they were like, this just isn't working out, and we're getting nothing from the relationship because both of us are just working awkward jobs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
we can either continue this relationship and not find other relationships to fulfill us, or we can just give up and try to find relationships that work better with our careers that help us support our children.
All right. So Reddit says everyone sucks because they're talking past each other and not offering real solutions. I would argue that he offered the solution, which is don't take this fucking job.
Yeah, like he gave her his clear and like reasonable concerns, and she brushed them off, and is still brushing them off even now. The only person who's talking past another person is the wife in this situation. That is true.
Yeah, unless her perspective is just not being written down here, which I'm not discounting, but again, I can only go off what's written.
Yeah. I'm gonna say not the asshole.
To me, yeah, me too. But I'm also gonna. I have to wonder. I would really like. This is one of those posts, but I'd really like to hear the wife's perspective.
Oh
because,
yeah.
I want to know why she thinks this is a good arrangement. And for reasons, because I think that there has to be reasons other than just it pays better, because it sounds like that wasn't it sounds like they weren't like struggling or anything. I mean, they can afford fucking daycare for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So, I feel like there has to be other reasons why she wanted this kind of arrangement. But we don't have that information, so just based on this, I'm saying not the asshole.
Not the asshole, yeah.
Yeah, just based on the information we have, I'm saying not the asshole as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Zeke, send me something so I can get this weird cock off my screen.
I thought you liked weird cock.
No, I like cock. I don't like weird cock.
Oh, okay. How would you rate that cock on the Weezer scale?
What the fuck does that mean? Thank you. Okay. Aita. Well, okay, this isn't an am I the asshole, it's a would I be the asshole? Would I be the asshole if I left my child in economy while we flew in business class? Would I be an asshole if I left my child alone with strangers?
I mean,
depends on how young your child is. If your child's 17, fucking like.
I mean, first of all, it's a plane. Like people are watching.
Yeah.
Like you can't get away with shit on a plane. Nothing serious anyway.
Throw away because reasons. Gee, I wonder what
I was just gonna be like, what are they gonna do? Abduct the child? Where are you gonna go? You're on a plane.
Skydiving! My boyfriend, 40M, and I, 33F, have been together for 5 years and are trying to organize our next holiday. He settled on a destination and so excited at the idea of a family trip. We're looking at flights that will likely be at least 9 hours long with business class flights, resort stay, and plenty of experiences. He makes significantly more than me, but we will split the cost of the holiday 50-50, including my child's costs. The problem is that he does not want to let my child, 13, onto the same class on the plane as us. He thinks that my child should be grateful to be getting an international trip and just enjoy the movies and whatever other amenities that are on the flight. They can pop up and visit us whenever.
Oh, I see. It's not an age thing.
Okay.
It's a fucking. They don't respect the partner's kid thing.
Yeah. That they can pop up and visit us whenever in business class, and it's not worth the extra cost, even if he were a millionaire. I feel like it's weird to sit apart from my child for a 9+ hour flight, even if they're comfortable enough on a plane, and I'd probably prefer to downgrade my flight if my boyfriend is unwilling to split that specific cost. He thinks I'm being weird for wanting to make that concession, and it's not a big deal for the child to fly alone. So would I be the asshole, or am I being a helicopter and stressing over something silly?
Okay, I have a lot to say about this. First of all, okay, 13 is absolutely old enough to sit in a different section of the same plane.
Yeah.
Secondly,
like first class isn't even separated by walls anymore unless you're on like a huge fucking plane.
Yeah.
You can literally see and call for help.
Yeah, and secondly, at 13 years old, I'm willing to bet that he or she probably doesn't want to sit next to their parents anyway.
Yeah, true.
So, but the bigger issue here is your boyfriend's reasoning for this.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But also, they're not the one writing the Reddit post. So this is a very complicated one.
Yeah.
Because the question is, would they be the asshole? Would they be the asshole if they left their child in economy while they flew business? No. I'm gonna say no. I think you're kind of assholeish for maybe other reasons, but not that specific question.
Yeah.
Which almost feels like they're cheating.
Yeah, the question you asked says you're not the asshole, but your reasoning for it and that kind of shit does make you an asshole. Does that make sense?
I think they're.
Yeah.
I think everyone.
There's some guys who did horrible things for noble causes. This is not one of those cases. This is a guy doing a whatever burger for terrible causes. Like,
right.
So that still makes you an asshole. I hate to tell you that.
Yeah.
Right, well, this is the woman writing it, but this is right. So in terms of the question that was posed, no. In terms of the entire situation, I think both of you suck.
Yeah.
For different reasons. Whatever. I don't care what you people do.
People suck.
Yeah, people are weird.
I'll read one.
Okay. Let's see here. No, I'm gonna say that one. I gotta wait for shit to load. No, not that one. Sorry, I didn't have the exact order planned out here.
Right.
And I definitely wanted to avoid any wedding ones.
Oh yeah, because you know what that brings. You know what that brings.
Yeah.
You know what that brings. I won't touch no fucking weddings. It's really awkward also because I have a friend. Speaking of my travel from earlier, I have a friend who's getting married in Dallas the month before I go down there, and I'm literally saying to myself, "He's been a good friend. I should be there for his wedding." But if I do that, then I can't also make a trip to Dallas for. Like, am I the asshole for telling my friend to come to his wedding? Serious question. Am I the asshole for telling my friend that I can't come to his wedding, but I do want to hang out with him the month after because I already had plans booked in Dallas the month after?
I mean, no, you already had plans.
Yeah, you already had plans.
Yeah.
Like, it's a conflict of... you're not the asshole, no.
Also, weddings suck as an institution, and I applaud you not supporting them.
It's not that I don't support the wedding. Like, I want him to be... sometimes weddings make people happy. That, having all that shit on paper, making it official, like, it's sometimes it makes people happy.
Sure, people can enjoy getting scammed if they want.
I mean, whatever. You say scammed, and it also gives you like tax breaks and insurance breaks and a bunch of other stuff. So it's like an anti-scam.
Okay, first of all, I said weddings, not marriage.
Okay, yeah. But and it's not going to be a very big wedding. It's actually a fairly small wedding with only close friends, which is why I kind of feel bad for not being there. But I do. It's like, dude, I already have something planned in Dallas the week after, or like the month after, and it's like I don't know if I can hack 2 trips.
Yeah.
This year. Who knows? I might be able to. I might not be able to. I don't know yet. So it's like, am I the asshole for choosing my Oshi over my best friend?
Just well, in that context, I have to say yes. So this is getting very complicated.
Yeah, but at the same time, I had already booked the flight and everything for Dallas before he contacted me about the wedding.
This is true.
So like 2 days afterwards, I was like,
you should tell him, sorry, man, I can't go to your wedding. I decided to go to 7 different conventions instead.
Oh shit! All right, am I the asshole for disinviting my SIL sister-in-law from my daughter's 5th birthday party? Depends entirely on the context. My daughter's 5th birthday party is this Sunday. We are hosting the party in our backyard. I, 35 female, call my sister-in-law, 33 female, to ask if her and her husband, I hope it's a female, to ask if her husband could come over a little early to watch my daughter while we set up the party. Sister-in-law told me she is going on a bar crawl the night before, so she will do her best, but she can't promise anything. It depends on how her night goes. I asked her if she was planning on coming to her niece's birthday hungover. She said, once again, it depends on how the night goes. I asked her...
Oh no!
That's funny. I asked her if she thought it was appropriate to come to a child's birthday party hungover and be around children hungover. She didn't seem to see it.
She said she depends on how the night goes.
Right, how the night goes, man. I told her I thought it was immature that she couldn't control her drinking Saturday night when she knows she has a party the next day. It's just one night. I get acting like that in your 20s, but your 30s is a little ridiculous. Okay, that's ageist. Yeah. I told her that if she is hungover, I would rather her not come to the party at all. She said fine, and we have not heard from her since. My husband agrees with me. Mother-in-law and father-in-law are upset and is putting a damper on my daughter's 5th birthday. So, like, here's my thing.
Yeah.
5-year-olds aren't going to care if you're there or not.
Yeah.
Like, they're not old enough like a lot of
They don't know what a
5-year-olds.
sister-in-law is.
Yeah, a lot of 5-year-olds are not going to remember the people that get there, and they're certainly not going to be butthurt if you say
I don't remember
if
my
you say
fifth
she
birthday.
had. I was gonna say if she had a miss something. The first birthday I remember is like my 4th, but if you ask me what I did on my 5th, I don't remember. If you ask me what I did on my 6th, I don't remember. Like it's just like I think no. My 6th birthday was the first one I actually remember vividly.
Yeah.
But it's like. So it's like a 5-year-old's probably not going to remember anyway. So it's like you're not damaging the child. You're doing this for your own satisfaction. And I get that baby birthdays are more for the parents than they are the baby.
Yeah.
Like the child's gonna sit there. She might run around with like the 5-year-old might run around with her friends, but that's all she cares about. Who's there?
The problem I have with this post is the title. Because disinviting is a different thing than what actually happened.
Yeah.
You didn't disinvite. What actually happened was you told your sister-in-law to fuck off because you didn't like her behavior when she's a 30-year-old adult and can act however the fuck she wants.
Well, I think what really happened is you set a condition, right? You said, look, if you're hungover, don't show up. If you aren't, come on down.
Yeah.
You know, that's. Are you an asshole for setting that condition?
No.
No, I mean, I don't think you want hungover people at a 5-year-old's birthday. You know.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
With likely other children there as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, no, obviously.
Yeah. So.
But it's like you didn't. Yeah, this whole idea, you didn't disinvite her. You just set a condition, and she wasn't willing to, play that game with you. And she said, "I'll see if I'm coming."
Right. Reddit says she's the asshole for asking her to drop all her plans to help her out last minute or whatever, which is also true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could also be a repeat thing that she does, and her sister-in-law may have come through many times for her before. We don't know, and it's just like, dude, seriously, I finally have a night off, and you're asking me to trash it because you need your kid taken care of.
Right.
Right. And somebody also pointed out.
That might also explain the passive-aggressive way she replied with, "We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes."
Yeah.
Depends on how the night goes, but somebody else also pointed out there is definitely a difference between showing up drunk and showing up hungover. Yeah, that is true as well.
True.
Yeah, hungover is I'm gonna be low energy, sitting in the corner. I can say hi, but I'll just be dealing with a massive fucking headache.
Yeah.
And some lethargy the whole time.
Yeah.
So that's another good point. I didn't even think of that. I don't spend a lot of time drunk, so it's like
unlike Kevin.
I get drunk once a year, and that's at New Year's, and that's because I'm with a group of friends that I fully trust. Trust.
Yeah,
So-
and I also think OP might have also forgot the difference between drunk and hungover.
Yeah. Again,
I don't
very
know.
distinct
I think
difference.
I think in general she's the asshole. But I don't know more context. Maybe her sister-in-law is always a dick about this. Or maybe she's been coming through all the time, and she's mad because this one time, she said, "Hey, I need you to trash all your plans last minute to come help me out because I can't multitask."
Yeah,
Like, get a
or
babysitter.
maybe it's all fucking fake and it's someone's creative
Like
writing.
you're throwing a party.
Who
You're throwing a
knows?
party, right? Where you're inviting people. You probably have enough money to hire a babysitter for an evening. Do that.
That's also true. I'll say you're the asshole. I've been convinced.
Yeah.
Me as well.
All right. Let me see here. Okay, so I saw an update to a post that was made a year ago. So I'm going to read the one that was the original post from a year ago because this one had a title that just intrigued me.
Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for refusing to take down my Dodgers gear when I live in, quote, enemy territory?
I want sports people to listen to me real quick about something. I want sports people. I'm a sports guy. I like sports. I went to a baseball game last night. I watch the Super Bowl every year. I catch the games when I can. I catch golf when I can. Okay, like I'm a sports guy secretly. If I said to you, should I take down my Naruto merchandise from my room because there are Bleach fans in the area? You know how much people would call me a fucking idiot online? If somebody asked me, man, you should take down your Hot Fuzz merch because I prefer Shaun of the Dead. Do you know how fucking stupid this sounds? This culture you have developed? Like,
Anyway,
continue.
I am a fourth generation.
I don't actually own Naruto merchandise, by the way. But go ahead.
Sure.
Just
I
as
am
an
a
example.
I am a fourth generation Angelino, Los Angeles native, and a die-hard Dodgers fan. I had to move out of state because my work moved its headquarters to Texas and because it was becoming too expensive to live in Los Angeles. I currently live in Houston. My wife and I fucking hate it here. We regret it, and we're looking to move soon. We still love LA, and we have reminders from home everywhere. I adore baseball, so my car has Dodgers stickers. I wear Dodgers shirts on the reg. I have a Dodgers flag flying in the front lawn. My neighbors don't like it. Of course they don't, because it's Houston, so they're Astros fans. For those who don't know, the Houston baseball team, the Astros, cheated during the 2017 World
God.
Series and got away with it. So
this
yeah.
is a Wendy's.
So yeah, we get told to get over that year often. Recently, I got a letter from the HOA telling me to take down my flag because it's an ice
No,
board.
not an HOA!
No! Fuck that! No!
I say, no way, Jose, because there's nothing in the bylaws limiting what flags I can have up. Also, my neighbors have more offensive flags up, and I don't see anyone complaining about that. It's Texas, I believe him.
Yeah.
I threw the letter away, but we still get neighbors telling us to get over that game and deal with it. As for me, my wife thinks we should take the flag down until we move, and is not happy when I told our obnoxious neighbor that we won our World Series title fair and square. Am I the asshole? I don't think I am, but my wife does.
I hate all of you. Oh, wait, sorry, that's not the prompt.
No, you're not.
No,
Yes.
no, you're not the asshole, but damn it, you people are insane. You
I think
people...
the neighbors are more insane. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah, just... I'm never going to... I don't get it. I don't... I don't get it.
Anyway, there was an update just yesterday.
Oh, right.
Update. I made an I to post last year. It was about whether I was an asshole for keeping my Dodgers gear up for the sole purpose of pissing off my Texan neighbors. Didn't get much attention, but I'm back with an update. We moved back to LA over the summer. Things weren't as hard as my wife and I would have thought. We looked around online, recruited our family and friends to what we call Operation Get Out. The objective was to find an affordable place to live and get the fuck out. Given everything going on over there, we didn't want to raise our daughter in Texas. Also, all of our family and friends were in California, and we wanted her to know her grandparents. With the help of my father-in-law, we bought a small house half an hour away from LA. It's a fixer-upper. It's a bit of a fixer-upper. But my wife has been loving the renovation project so far. We just finished the kitchen and the nursery. My wife can't wait to tackle the living area next year. She loves getting to channel her inner Joanna Gaines. I don't know who that is. Who is that? Kevin, look up who Joanna Gaines is. I found a new job that lets me work from home a couple of days a week so I can stay with our girl.
Joanna Gaines is an American interior designer, host of the show Fixer Upper on HDTV.
Oh, it's a bit of a fixer-upper, literally.
Oh, God.
Speaking of our girl, she hadn't been born when I made that post. My wife and I took a baby moon trip to Mexico to enjoy our last vacation before she arrived. Only Hannah decided she didn't want to be born in Texas and crashed the trip. I'm a little disappointed that we broke the cycle of the fifth generation born in LA, but Hannah is a healthy, strong little girl, and that's more important. We also have an interesting story as to why our half-Asian daughter now has Mexican citizenship. Thank you for confirming I'm not an asshole. Viva los Dodgers. Happy ending, I guess.
Happy... It's an ending.
Yeah. I'm very amused by the fact your half-Asian daughter now is Mexican.
Let's go!
You weren't the asshole, and you continue to not be the asshole. Things seem to be going well for you.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Viva la Dodgers, I guess.
Kevin, why can't you be happy for other people?
Because these kinds of sports people make my brain hurt.
But it was the other people who were being assholes about it.
Yeah, I just... So I made another
Hey, you're
one.
not the asshole, but get some help.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Get some fucking help.
I'll send one to Kevin.
Okay. Oh, it's a Tifu! And it's got a mature content warning. Today I
I
fucked.
swear to God, this is another poetic description of a massive shit the guy has undone.
I can assure you it's not.
We've tried. I've tried to move away from that.
Yeah. But he says, medium Tifu, today I fucked up by making an entire bar think I'm a racist husband.
Racist against husbands, or like
The wife. Hold on. Oh, okay. Okay, they included the race in here for some reason, so yeah. The wife, 43 black female, and I, 42 white male, go to 2 clubs and then a bar a week and a few days ago. Please learn how to type, sir. Also, your formatting is ass. I'm not a dancer. I'm not a dancer because I'm autistic and move oddly, but she is a stunning and tall Caribbean woman who loves to dance.
how did you two meet?
So I'm planning to get absolutely wasted, Uber all night, and get myself to where I can dance without feeling shame. First place, I'm holding her hips and rocking, not really dancing, but giving. Sorry, I'm holding her hips and rocking, not really dancing, but giving her someone to dance with. Second club, I'm moving my arms a bit, still drinking. By the time we get to the third place, I've had quite a good amount to drink. I'm slurring, but not falling over or being an accidental asshole, spilling drinks or anything. Now, let me set the stage. That wasn't. The third place is really just a bar with a jukebox and a little open area. There's probably 30...
No, that was the advertising.
That was the prelude.
There's probably 30 people in there tops. Everyone is within maybe 35 feet of each other. We dance, then we're sitting on the stools. She is facing me and I have my hand on her thigh. Now, my most common nickname for her is Snuggle Bunny. She yells, I'm having a great time, babe. I reply, but I'm slurring pretty bad and I'm yelling so she can hear me. But halfway through the statement, the jukebox pauses to change tracks. So the combo goes like this. I'm having a great time, babe. Wife, glad you're having a great time. I love... Jukebox goes mute to change tracks. You Nuggle Bunny. Me.
Nungle Bunny.
Nungle Bunny. About 10 to 15 seconds later, the old spidey sense is tingling, and my peripheral vision sees everyone's eyes as white, which means they are looking at me. Now, my wife is super smart, but her situational awareness sucks. So she takes her cues from me about where we shouldn't go and when it's time to leave. I have no idea what's going on here, but I can tell this isn't the normal racist stare or non-racist couple thinking we are cute stare, or even the common she's too good for him stare. Oh no, I can feel the guttural disgust and rage in everyone's eyes. So I tell her it's time to go. In the Uber, she asks me why we left. I tell her I don't really know. I start going over the chain of events verbally to process it. I had already realized the jukebox made me the center of attention, so I pay attention very closely to what happens after that as I verbalized it. Then I say Snuggle Bunny and I hear it. My slurring and southern twang made the entire bar think I was looking at my wife lovingly with my hand over her thigh and said, "You Jungle Bunny."
Oh, I get it.
It's been over a week, and she still starts laughing at me out of nowhere. So at least she enjoyed her evening and got a good laugh out of the experience. But I'm never going back to that bar again. TLDR, I got really drunk and yelled in a bar, "I love you, Snuggle Bunny," to my wife. But with my slurring, southern twang, and the timing of the music, the entire place heard "You Jungle Bunny." Sounds to me like the people were... Yeah, top comment. Sounds to me like the people were looking at you because you shouted during the quiet part, not because of what you said. You just drew attention to yourself and people looked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think you're... I think you're making a bit of a mountain out of a molehill, buddy.
Makes sense.
Yeah. He made that sound a lot more interesting in the title than it actually was. I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah, I'm a mile behind,
yeah.
so it wasn't great.
That
wasn't great.
That one was mid.
Try to get a better one of these fucking things. Here you go. Oh, here you go. Sorry,
Okay.
Shift for some reason.
Oh, but in the middle of killing fucking spacers, man. Sorry. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it! Alright, today okay, this is gonna be an interesting one.
Hopefully.
Today oh boy, it's oh boy. Okay. Today I fucked up by trying to shake hands with a blind person on stage. It actually happened a few years ago. False advertising, man. But I still cringe at the thought. I was probably 15 at the time. Why do you care? At a theater of people in my high school, hundreds of guys and girls in the audience. On stage, two people, Paralympic medalists from my country, a woman without legs beneath the knee, and a blind man, silver in shot put. All going well until they asked for two people from the audience to go on stage and talk about something. I don't even remember what. A classmate of mine, another 15-year-old girl, turned around and looked at me smiling. I looked at her saying something along the lines of, absolutely not. She tries to persuade me. I keep my cool and say no. I'm not going to embarrass me in front of a whole school. Necessary side note, I have no problem talking in public and she knew it, so that's why she tried to convince me. I didn't want to go because I was enjoying the whole thing and I was fine where I was. And even though I have no problem talking on stage, I wasn't eager to do it in front of my school. Nobody wants to go, and there's a tense silence for 30 seconds to a minute. My classmate pressuring me. I say to myself, why not? Fuck it. We stand up and we go towards the stage. I'm following her. Just need to follow and climb up the stairs. No biggie. Once you know it, I trip and almost fall on the stairs. LMAO.
Oops.
I recover pretty good, and I don't hear something from the audience. Crisis averted. I get on stage, and now we have to shake hands with the athletes. Big moment. The first one was a woman who, if you remember, didn't have legs. All fun and games, but she didn't. What's so fun and games about that? But she didn't mention having the middle and terminal phalanx. What? But she didn't mention not having the middle and terminal phalanx. So when I began to shake her hand, I felt something's off. I look down and see that her hand is not complete, and I kind of panic. It wasn't particularly strange, just unexpected, and I lost a bit of composure I had. I think she noticed my panic confusion but didn't say anything. Then the real Tifu was just behind the corner. I had to shake hands with the blind man. I was already sweating, heart racing, so I just stuck my hand out without saying I was going to her handshake while expecting him to shake hands. In that moment, I was totally oblivious of what his sunglasses were screaming to me, and the fact that I had no reaction at all. I just stood there not understanding why it wasn't making a move. Just move your hand, bro. Fine, I'll get closer if you don't want to move your arm. I don't know how much the whole scene lasted, probably a solid 10 seconds, but when I think about it, I want to crawl into a hole and bury myself. Instead, in that moment, I bumped mistakenly my hand into his. In a fortunate mistake, he was a little confused for a second. Then he realized that I was trying to shake hands and complied, without uttering a word. Then, after this, I had to make a whole speech about sports or something. I don't actually know how many people saw or realized what was going on, but for me, it was horrible. Luckily, my friends seemed to have forgotten, and I have no plans to remind them. TLDR, I expected a blind man to shake hands with me without telling him I was going to. So I just stood there expecting him to do something. And all of this in front of my whole school was on stage.
This doesn't deserve medium.
It really doesn't. This is more so just I did a cringe thing and it make me feel bad. Also, what he described with the phalanx is just she has a hand condition.
Sure.
It's literally just saying that her hand is fucked up. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. What a large Tifu.
They never are.
Let's find out. Today I fucked up by uploading dick pics to my mom's computer.
Oh, this might be. Let's see.
This happened 2011, 2012. I grew up in the Midwest and went to Bible college in the Deep South.
Oh no. Fuck. No.
As many young men do, I married a girl I met in college at the sage age of 23. The will of God that is all men marry young, live with virility, and knock out 3 to 5 babies before the age of 30. How deep south? Baptize and repeat. I moved to Atlanta and about 90 minutes away from my brother and his family. He had married the girlfriend he got pregnant, another major achievement for my overly strict parents, and since she refused to work, he chose where they lived. I would go visit every few weekends to spend time with my nephews. We never got a lot of FaceTime with my extended family, so I wanted to try to do for them what my parents wouldn't do for me. I had discovered my wife was, 1, fucking her boss, and 2, fucking a manager in Chicago, and 3, slogging down any hog in the Fulton County area that was posting fuck me ads on Craigslist. Okay.
Okay,
By
all right.
the time I discovered all of this, I was relieved. I was tired of her bullshit. I was in the process of getting a divorce when I bought a decent digital camera. Whenever I'd go to visit my brother, I'd take a bunch of photos and upload them to Facebook. Then I discovered Dropbox. I signed up because of this nifty feature where I could sign into my account on different computers, and uploading a photo onto the computer would save it to a folder that you could access, cloud storage. This was a revolutionary concept to me back in 2011. Around the time I was getting ready to move, around the time I was getting ready to move out from my wife, I went and visited my brother, and then took a shit ton of photos, and then headed up to the Midwest to visit my parents. I proudly showed off this Dropbox feature and explained to them what would happen. They were thrilled. I'm sure that cloud storage just blew their fucking minds at the time. A little backstory here. We were raised independent, fundamental. We are not KVJ only, but we use the KVJ Baptist. What the hell is a KVJ?
Huh?
Kevin, look up KVJ Baptist.
Okay. KJV Baptist?
Yeah, KJV.
Yeah. Assemble anywhere. King James version. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're not King James only, but we only use the King James Baptist. My mom believed in living a life separated from the world. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that serves people well. Anyway.
Yeah. As such, we were homeschooled and lived out in the country. I was forever seeking the approval of my parents, and spoiler alert, I haven't and won't ever get it, but not because of this fuck up. Fast forward 15 months, what is this timeline? Am I watching Man of Steel?
Fast forward 15 months, I left Atlanta, moved up to Ohio, and was happily putting a terrible chapter of my life behind me. I was single, childless, and had good money from me job. He said me job. And was getting to spend a lot more time with my grandparents than I ever thought I'd get. In this 15-month time frame, I'd reconnected with a guy I met when I first moved to Atlanta. His family went to church with me, and the wife. And then he and his family moved to France after his dad's work. When he moved back to the U.S., his dad became the vice principal of the college I'd attended, and since Will didn't want to go there and had to come to terms with being gay, I helped him land a bed in Metro D.C. with some people more than happy to help a newly outed gay kid get away from conversion therapy. There's a lot going on here.
There was a lot happening here. Wow.
There's a lot of subplots. We became very good friends. We talked about everything all the time, all hours of the day. I talked to this dude probably 6 to 8 hours a day. I can't relate to that. He talks to the same dude 6 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah, right?
We play Battlefield together.
Kiss my ass.
We play Battlefield together. I'd call him on my way to work. You name it. We were good friends. I was also a horny bastard. I was 28 and didn't really meet a woman I didn't sleep with. I made a habit of sharing all my conquests with Will, who would share his with me. It was fantastic at the time. I had been in Ohio for about 8 months, taking photos, posting them to Instagram, and hashtagging the shit out of them, trying to become social media famous. Enter Jennifer, a woman Hillary Clinton would call nasty. I don't...
What?
Am I supposed
Interesting way to describe
What?
somebody, all right?
Am I supposed
What?
am I supposed to know what Hillary Clinton's nastiness scale is? Anyway, she was amazing, still is. She started liking all my photos, vice versa. It built over the course of a few weeks, but at some point one of us messages the other and we got to talking. She'd been engaged for going on 8 years and wasn't happy. That is a long time to be engaged. I, being on the good side of a bad relationship, was more than happy to be there for her. We really did have something, and it was good. Only problem is she lived in Maine. Once things became as sexual as they could in a long-distance fling, I would send her dick pics, and she would reply in ego-stroking ways. She was not a picture sender, though, which would ultimately work to her advantage. I would take screenshots of what she said to me and send them to Will. Blowing and going. I don't know when exactly, but at some point I downloaded the Dropbox app to my iPhone and discovered another new amazing feature. Take a photo, and it automatically uploads to Dropbox. Wow! Isn't technology amazing? I think you see where this... I think you see where this is going. I had completely forgotten that I was signed in on my mom's laptop. This was probably 6 to 8 weeks of taking screenshots of sexting and sending Jennifer dick pics. I knew the photos were uploading to Dropbox, but I couldn't figure out why the uploads kept failing. I'd eventually get them, but it kept happening. Wish I could say I figured it out, but I didn't. Instead, what I got was faster internet. So fast forward to the week of my birthday. I was planning to go visit my parents, as I only lived about 4.5 hours away now instead of 12.5 hours away now. My mom has this way of dropping nuclear bombs on baby showers, innocent conversations, dog-tailing hard to the left out of nowhere, and this one was a SAR bomb. I don't know what that is. In the middle of a general conversation, she says, "Oh, hey, by the way, who is Jennifer?" In that moment, it all came together in full, throbbing, cock 4K HD. The reason the uploads were always failing was because she was using her computer at the time the media was being uploaded. She saw it all, and she wanted to talk about it. Not in a sexual way, but in the "you need to be saved" sort of way, which was somehow worse. I apologized. I was embarrassed as fuck. I didn't go visit for my birthday. I ended up going about 2 weeks later after I'd been unceremoniously fired from my job. Why? Well, her computer wasn't the only one I'd signed in on my Dropbox account. I worked in managed services, and one of our clients was having computer issues and the internet was slow, so I signed in and installed the program I had saved in a folder. That was 3 weeks prior to my mom reaching out to me. It didn't really help my case that this girl was exceptionally attractive. That was actually written in there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I had to tell Jennifer, because why not complete a trifecta of utter embarrassment? At least she was able to laugh about it and get over it because she didn't send nudes to me. Smart girl. We never got together. I like how this was written. It reminds me of fucking what the fuck is it? Thus Spoke Shibe Rohan.
It does.
Really
yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if that deserves large. It didn't seem like there were any long-lasting consequences for that.
Yeah, but it is quite the fuck up. I'll give him that.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, I'll let it slide. It was fine.
You get this one.
Yeah.
Everyone gets one.
Look, yeah. Okay, well, time for another Aita. Am I the asshole for telling my mom not to compare our educations? I am 17, just started college a little while ago. It's definitely been a big transition for me, living away from home and basically having to be solely responsible for so many things. While orientation week was chill, things have escalated so quickly. I feel like I'm always attending a lecture or a lab, and it's quite frankly exhausting. That being said, having so much freedom feels pretty nice, and the stuff I'm learning is interesting. I will admit that this new schedule has prevented me from calling my parents as much as they would like, but I honestly thought they'd be more understanding. Apparently I was wrong. My mom, F56, called me this morning.
Jesus fuck, she waited to fucking birth you.
Yes, she did.
Well, she birthed you at nearly 40. I'm surprised you don't have Down syndrome.
My mom, F56, called me this morning and asked how my classes have been going, and mentioning that I must be pretty busy since I forgot to call her yesterday, which was her birthday. I confirmed this and apologized to her. I had forgotten it was her birthday until later in the evening, and I sent her a quick text wishing her a happy birthday. She accepted my apology and told me that it was okay, considering that moving away and starting college is already super stressful. I started telling her about my courses and their challenges, and how it is stressful. She listened, but I got a bit annoyed when she kept on saying things like, "I know," and "it was also difficult for me." She began telling me about how she was so homesick when she started college back in the 80s, and how she had weird roommates and such. I felt that she wasn't listening to me anymore, so I told her that our situations were pretty different, and that she probably didn't understand as much as she thought. She asked me how, so I told her that when she went into a college an hour away from her parents' house, while I moved to an out-of-state one. I also told her that her degree, sociology, wasn't nearly as difficult as mine, chemistry, and that back in the 80s, school was generally much easier. She got defensive and said that it was reasonable for me to assume that, and that I was being condescending. We argued a bit, and she told me that I was being naive. I was really frustrated at this stage, so I told her not to waste my time with useless conversations, as I already had enough schoolwork. She became really upset and left the call, which I also thought was immature. I was talking with my friend Jess, F18, about it later, and she says that I was being a little mean. Am I the asshole? Your mom!
Okay, so Reddit thinks he's the asshole, but they're wrong, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
So, this is a game that a lot of people, but mostly parents, especially mothers for some reason, love to play, where they'll take anything you say and relate it to their experience, regardless of whether or not it's relevant or particularly has much connection to it. And it's this kind of thing where, like, he's kind of correct in that she's not really listening. She's just sort of going through the motions, and you know that thing people do when they're not really listening, but they're kind of waiting for the next excuse to tell you something,
Yeah.
And that's the vibe I get here. I do think he was kind of quick to jump to making it a contest.
Yeah.
But I get the frustration. I really do. Because nobody wants to be told these things, it's just sort of, especially when you're talking about things that are difficult or stressful, nobody likes being one-upped, and that's kind of what people are accusing him of doing, that, but that's kind of what the mom started doing, even if she might not have meant to, but that's kind of the effect.
When someone's talking about a complicated thing, it's like, don't be like, oh, you'll get over it, I was through worse when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
Yeah. And whether that's true or not, probably not, but whether that's true or not, nobody wants to hear that,
Yeah.
So I'm going, like, yes, he was rude.
Yeah.
But I don't think, I'm not going to call him the asshole, though, because I think she began the faux pas here. And there's also an element of definitive boomerism to this,
A little bit, yeah.
just a bit. I'm not gonna necessarily say school in the 80s was generally easier. I don't know that, but I do know it was generally very much cheaper.
True.
Which in a way makes it easier because you have more room to fuck up.
Yeah.
So, and also just comparing the degrees as well.
Yeah.
So, it's not a contest, but if it was a contest, he'd be winning. But she kind of started the faux pas.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say he's not the asshole.
Not the asshole, but also I want to point out, from what it seemed, from how he was relating the story, it felt like the intent with the mom was probably closer to trying to, like, relate her own experiences and try to, like, have a conversation, but it came off very differently.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments, and I gotta read this in the most fucking Emily voice I can.
Okay.
Hold on. You are the asshole. While you're at college, why don't you take a women's history class and try to learn something? Your mom went to school in the 80s. Unlike you, she couldn't Google any answer she wanted. Unlike you, her professor could sexually harass her in the middle of class, and not one classmate could whip out a camera and record it. Unlike you, if she was lonely, she could just find someone to chat with her on her phone with thousands of internet strangers to chat with at any time on any topic. Unlike you, she actually needed to know how to properly spell words when writing a paper. Go cry in your Cheerios over how being solely responsible for so many things, and realize your mom was likely cooking, cleaning, laundry, knowing how to sew a button in yours prior to you feeling overwhelmed that you have to go to a lecture and have the convenient connivance. You're making fun of his spelling.
Please ratio her.
The connivance of Grubhub at your fingertips. This has over 1,000 upvotes somehow. Most Emily fucking shit I've ever heard.
Oh my god. Oh my.
First of all, this is projecting in
this is such fucking projection at play here.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
please show me on this doll where your professor touched you.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah.
You should take a women's studies course. Oh
For
my
chemistry.
What?
Anyway.
How the fucking mental gymnastics necessary to jump to this extreme of a conclusion? Oh my god.
Also, it's just, this is just one of those cases where they're completely invalidating
It's
his
also-
struggle and his ability to handle his struggles.
And not only that,
Oh, someone else went through worse. And I'm like, yes, often, yeah, and sometimes people are raped or beaten to an inch of their life or abused through their whole childhood.
It's
That doesn't
also-
mean I'm
To
not
feel the
also
worst
struggling in
problems.
life in a different way.
It is the most extreme projecting too, because it's literally just putting someone else's experience on the mother.
She is literally writing fan fiction of this guy's mom's life.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
And somehow this has 1,000 upvotes.
How?
That is insane sometimes.
Oh my
Because
god.
Reddit is insane all the time. Now you understand why I don't go there on a daily basis.
Now you understand why I do.
You need to understand. I mean, this is exactly why I can't stand Reddit, because it's not because of this particular kind of post. It's like, I'm not singling this out. It's just because in general, it's full of some of the biggest fucking morons you'll ever find in your entire life.
True, but
And
those
people-
morons can be very
and people-
funny.
Yes, but then people like this shit. That's the other thing. Like, they give it 1,000 upvotes and validate them, and then culture dies slowly as a result.
Well, I'm happy to contribute to the death of culture. I mean, what has culture done for me lately, anyway?
What has culture done for me?
What the fuck is an eye hook?
A what?
I don't know. Sarah, can you read?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll have to figure out what an eye hook is then. Kevin, Google eye hook just to be ready.
This is just like IHO, okay?
Yeah.
Welcome to... It is a software I'm finding a software company?
No.
A product to keep your space organized? A graphical
No.
front end for any command line
Alright, shut up, here we
executable? Okay.
Yeah, fucked up. 10 years later, by hanging an eye hook for sexy time above my bed. First of all, you fucked up by calling it sexy time. You ever go to a girl and say you want to have sexy time? They're going to be like, yes, when you grow up past 12 years old. Got a divorce around middle age. I have kids and get a week off on.
Week on, week
Okay.
off.
That was a very confusing line. I have kids and get a week on, week off custody. Decide almost immediately that I'm going to insert an eye hook above my bed so I can truss up future girlfriends for kinky sex. It's one of those.
Okay.
Spread my wild oats, etc. Big, strong, welded eye bolt right into stud. You could repel from it. It was that strong. Kids aren't allowed into my bedroom, and I ended up using it successfully on my next two girlfriends. Life is good. Are you sure you're not a serial killer? Yeah, I got divorced, and now I string women up in my bedroom to have sexy time. It's like, sound like a serial killer.
Hey,
Man.
he has an outlet.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got plenty of those in his bedroom too. But
Yeah.
how he uses them on these women is not something I want to imagine.
Nobody has told me what an eye hook is yet.
It's basically a series. It's an eye-shaped hook. It's like one of those eyelet hooks, those round hooks that screw into wood or whatever that you can like put carabiners or ropes through. Essentially, he's got rigging attached to the supports in the ceiling above his bed that he can hang BDSM stuff from.
I'm imagining like a coat hanger,
No, it's not like a coat. It's hold on.
like
It's
a coat hook. I mean,
Hold
like
on,
a-
I'm looking it up. The other thing people don't like on podcasts.
I made Kevin do it, and he couldn't find Jack.
This is an eye hook. Also, Kevin, if you had searched eye hook hardware, you would have found it immediately.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Zeke, I'm sending this to you directly.
Okay.
Sorry for the long thing, but that's an eye hook.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's called an eye hook because it's like an eye. It looks like I don't know. Look, I didn't name it. But yeah, it's one of those things you screw into like the studs in your ceiling or the studs of something, and then you can run ropes or attach a carabiner to it, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
So that's what he's talking about. So basically, he installed a bunch of these in his ceiling so that he could play marionette with his girlfriends.
Awesome.
So anyway, so going back to the post here. A year or so later, my 5-year-old kid gets sick on my watch. She's lying in bed watching my TV, only one in the house. I struggled a bit after the divorce and noticed the hook. Asked what it's for. I can't say plants because I don't own any, so I blurt out it's for a sky chair. Her eyes get wide and she's super excited. And if you don't know what a sky chair is, it's one of those it's like a chair. It's like a lawn chair, but it's suspended like one of the swinging benches would be that a lot of people have in their yards.
Yeah.
But so that's what a sky chair is. And it's usually made of fabric, and it's kind of like a hammock, a chair, and one of those suspended benches all mixed into one. So hold on. Her eyes get wide and she's super excited to sit and swing while sick in sky chair while hanging a few inches over the bed. So being a good dad, I get the hanging chair from outside and make some adjustments, and kiddo is over the moon. She just ramshackle the fucking lawn chair. A, based. B, why would you do that for a child? I guess the bed's right beneath it, so, soft landing.
Yeah.
She's so happy that every time she comes over, she wants to watch TV in the sky chair. I put a carabiner on it, and after a few years, she can hook it up herself. Fast forward to today, same kiddo turned 18. We've moved across the country to be with my current wife in a new house. I'm removing a weird built-in desk in the corner of our kitchen. Kids want a reading... What?
I think he means reading
nook.
nook.
I think it means reading nook. Kids want a reading nook.
Yeah.
So I'll install a bench by the window and some shelves, and bam, we have a nook. Cool. While brainstorming with the family, my daughter says, "Ooh, I know you could hang an eye hook up there so we could hang the sky chair in the nook. You know, an eye hook like you had above your bed at the old house." Oh. New wife looks at me with a very concerned and confused face. I now have some explaining to do as I get the stud finder for the new hook. For 60 time over my bed, kid sees it, I tell it's for a sky chair. 10 years later, she wants a hook just like the one you had above your bed at the old house. In a new remodel area, I have to explain the whole story to new wife.
Oh, that's so awkward.
What does the child know about your BDSM stuff? Oh, God.
Awesome.
Oh, no.
Love
That's
it.
a little awkward.
What was that classified as?
Medium.
Oh, I closed the tab. It was a medium.
Yeah, that's a medium. That's a
Potentially
medium.
could have long-lasting implications. We don't know.
I think it's fine for medium.
As of now, it's a medium.
I'd be terrified if I walked in on I'd be terrified if I walked in on this daughter someday and saw her flicking it to fucking BDSM porn. I'd be terrified. Did
Awesome.
I do this?
Let's see here. This is a large Tifu. Get ready. This is a run-on sentence.
Oh, no.
Run-on post, if ever there was one, with no spaces. The whole
Wall
giant
of text.
fucking-
Wall of text.
It's more of a tower of text.
The Tower of Power.
Anyway. Okay. Today I fucked up by drinking 2 Monster Energy drinks with ADHD meds in my system and an empty stomach while roller skating, and also I'm 14. Trigger warning: vomit. Before I start, I'll give you some context. The recommended amount of caffeine for anyone under 17 is 100 milligrams. One Monster is equivalent to 86 milligrams of caffeine. No, it's not. Monster is way more than 86 milligrams of caffeine, buddy. I hadn't any caffeine since about 3 months prior to these events. So today I
actually have a can of Monster right here. It is 160.
Yeah, I knew it was way more than 86. Today I had plans to go roller skating with one of my good friends, so I left home and got there about 7:30 p.m. We got there and I was doing fine, but I got thirsty, so like a normal person, I got water. I continued roller skating and ended up getting a bit tired around 8:30 when I remembered that the skating rink had a Monster Energy vending machine, so obviously I got one. I took a few big sips and continued roller skating. A few minutes later, I started to feel the energy build up. It feels weird and not like how I would normally feel after an energy drink. Almost felt like a big high. But just now I realized I had taken prescribed 25 milligrams of Adderall earlier in the day, which is why I realized I hadn't
Yeah,
eaten
you
lunch.
fucking sound like it. Jesus.
Which is why I hadn't ate lunch due to the main side effect, loss of appetite. For those of you who don't know, caffeine amplifies the effects of ADHD medication as well as acting in a similar way to how Adderall works. At this point, it was 9 p.m. and I was feeling amazing, full of energy, with my best friend, doing one of my favorite things, roller skating. I was doing fine until my friend told me that my eyes were wide open, so I pulled out my phone and opened my camera. And I saw myself with my eyes so wide they looked like they could pop out any minute. Instead of taking that as a warning, I continued skating and noticed that I was spacing out for minutes at a time, but I was still having fun and I didn't think it was an issue. I ended up finishing my Monster around 9:15 and sort of noticed it wear off. I was having fun roller skating and I was dumb enough. I got another Monster. I took a few big gulps.
Oh my God.
I continued skating and my stomach felt queasy, but I thought it was just because it was a carbonation. I finished the Monster and finally realized that something is wrong, but I continued skating. At about 10:15, my friend says that he has to go and starts packing up, but I keep skating.
My back is aching. My toe feels like I've stepped in glass, so I finally decide I'm finished skating here. At this point, the only people in the building are employees and me. I take my skates off and return them to the rental area, put my shoes back on. I exit the building to the parking lot at about 10:35. Why did you note down all the times so specifically? At about 10:35, when I sit down next to a trash can near the doors. My back is in immense pain, so I lay down, and I instantly feel relieved that my back is no longer aching as it was. But without the distraction of my back pain, I realized that my stomach was hurting, and I feel nauseous. I figured out I would be going home soon, so I didn't worry too much. My mom pulls into the parking lot at about 10:45, and I stand up to get in the back seat. I inform my mom of the situation, and she asked if I ate anything prior to drinking so much caffeine, and I responded with no. I started to feel nauseous about 3 minutes into the car ride. I'm just crossing my fingers and I get home soon. We enter my neighborhood and I feel a sense of relief that comes into my attention until my neighborhood is full of speed bumps. Each speed bump feels like my stomach is doing a kickflip. We pull into the driveway and I get out of the car and stumble towards my porch. The only thing going through my head is please don't throw up, please don't throw up, please don't throw up, please don't throw up. And of course, about 3 feet from my porch, I vomit, traveling through my throat to my lean down to pull my long hair back and puke into the grass. I had gone through my sinuses and out my nose, and I was sneezing and coughing, and my mom hadn't seen my puke and asked if I was all right. And I responded, but yeah, I just threw up in the grass. And she told me to pull my hair up and put it in and go into the bathroom. I did what she suggested, but I had felt like I was going to vomit. So I went to my bedroom and laid down. My heart was racing, hands were shaking, my eye was sweating. My brain seemed to be moving so fast from my memory, and I still have no idea what I was thinking about. About 11:20 p.m., I had music playing, so I decided to get up to go to my speaker and a bottle of water. As soon as I start walking, my stomach begins to turn. I rush into the bathroom and pull my hair back, and I vomit twice more. I finish up and get a bottle of water, and then looking for my speaker without finding it. I go to my room and start feeling better and still nauseous. It's now about 1:20 a.m., and I still feel nauseous, but a lot better after drinking water. I have a trash can next to my bed and I'm listening to relaxing music. I feel like an idiot for doing that to myself, but I'm glad I didn't have a seizure or go into cardiac arrest or something. From now on, I don't think I'll be drinking caffeine anytime soon, especially not any energy drinks. TLDR, I drink almost twice the recommended caffeine for amount for 14-year-olds while roller skating on Adderall with an empty stomach. I was bugging out for a while and vomited in my front yard and again in my toilet. I still feel nauseous, but I didn't die.
Okay.
There's no comments. I want to leave a comment.
Okay.
What should we say of this guy?
You fucking donkey.
That doesn't sound like me. I'm just gonna go, haha, nice.
No, yeah,
And we'll see if he notices that.
Yeah, you didn't eat anything. You took Adderall and then drank 2 fucking monsters, which is not 86 milligrams, it's 160, you idiot. On an empty stomach.
And together that'd be 320 milligrams.
Yeah.
I'm also not confident in his assertion that under 17 is a different... Depends on his size. It goes by size, not age.
Yeah.
If you're a relatively normal-sized teenager, I'd imagine it's about the same as adult, which is about 400 milligrams. So you should still be within the limit, but it is a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, it's a lot of caffeine.
It does interact with Adderall, obviously, on empty stomach while roller skating, and also he's 14.
Yeah, that was really fucking stupid. You should have eaten first, at the very least.
Yeah.
Which is why your mom asked.
It's time for the lightning round.
Oh, it is time for the lightning round. Yeah.
What? This is where we go to unpopular opinion and find unpopular opinions, maybe, that we agree with, maybe. Or you agree with, maybe.
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 Maybe not.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
Let's find out now when it loads.
Come on, Reddit, you can do it.
All right, that one's stupid. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Okay. Unpopular opinion: hookup culture isn't real.
Like birds?
There is no hookup culture. It's not a movement or alternative lifestyle choice. Humans throughout history have had casual sex with multiple people, and it isn't some new thing young people are just doing now. It's true.
I mean,
no, he's right. He's right.
I mean, a culture can be something that's more social than anything else, so it doesn't need to be like a belief system to be a culture.
Yeah, he's saying that this is normal for humans, and it's not like a culture, you know.
I guess, yeah, I guess that's fair.
I agree. I think it's only called that because remnants of a Christian nation.
I guess.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's see here. Unpopular opinion: chronically late people suck.
I agree.
Yeah, like...
I'll agree, but like an hour from now.
Well, played, sir. Well played. No, my biggest issue with chronically late people is that it's just. I guess it depends on your I guess it depends. Like that's kind of a do you care moment. With me, I'm always trying to get shit done, and my schedules are always really packed. So when people are chronically late, you're causing me stress. Also, I used to work as a manager, and when my staff were chronically late, it drove me fucking insane.
Yeah.
Because it's well, I got to let the miners off at this time. Good thing my guy's going to be an hour late, and for that next hour, we're going to get slammed, and I'm down 2 hours, down an extra staff member. This fucking sucks. So it's it depends on the setting and it depends on your feelings about it. If you don't care when your friends show up, that's fine. But if you're like, man, we got to make this movie and your friends are always fucking late, it's fucking irritating, man.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion: Greek cuisine cooks better seafood than Japanese cuisine. Well, yeah, the Japanese don't cook the seafood, no, do they? Waka waka.
Waka waka.
Thought you could fool me, sir. No. Although I will admit, this seems like it would be a good concept for a Mythical Kitchen episode. Unpopular opinion: sex is more physically pleasurable for women than it is for men. Yep, double the nerve endings. Unpopular opinion: just because people are old does not mean I have to respect them. Yeah. Unpopular opinion: I don't get the coffee table thing. I love people love them. They're so popular. I don't get it. To me, it seems like a useless piece of furniture that I can bang my legs or feet on. What do people do with them? They just decor? Do they have any use? Nothing against who like them. I just don't get it. This is a tough comment. You can put things on them, right? What on earth would you put on a coffee table, though?
Where am I going to put this mug of coffee?
No, he's right. It's fucking stupid.
I guess.
Clearly, they weren't thinking. I licked a coffee table once and it didn't taste anything like coffee. Why is it called that?
Well, back when we used to do tea time and coffee time and stuff like that, that's where you would actually have
right. Back when people had good work-life balance and could actually have morning tea, that's where they had it.
Yeah.
Now they just fucking get coffee in their car mid-commute like slaves. Anyway,
no argument here.
Unpopular opinion: sprinkles make desserts look unappetizing. In real life, they make them look very appetizing in photos, though.
Yes.
I think they make it look appetizing in both ways. I think it's poorly implemented in many cases.
Oh yeah. You're gonna tell me sprinkles on an apple pie looks good? Yeah.
If it's got some whipped cream on top, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, now you've cheated. You've added the white balance to this knocking.
Well, I mean, but that's what we're talking about. You don't put sprinkles just on anything. There's a way to apply it. It's just oh yeah, no, it's I mean, in that argument, it's
I'm serious.
Okay.
I'm
I'm a foodie, damn it!
I'm just riffing on the fact he just said desserts and not ice cream or something.
Yeah. No, I can't hear someone talk about putting sprinkles on desserts without thinking of that one Kids Next Door episode about the 4th ice cream flavor and then the fucking delight.
You mean Jimmy's.
And they're called sprinkles, not Jimmy's.
Right. Well, they're Jimmy's if you're British, but
that joke was verging on being too old when I was a kid watching that show. That's gonna fly over everyone's head.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Unpopular opinion: I don't find calling other people with their first name disrespectful. Yeah, that's not a thing in our culture. What are you talking about?
What's
the only time it's disrespectful is sometimes it can be considered that if a person has a huge amount of status over you, you wouldn't call your teacher by the first name.
Not usually.
Oh, I did.
No.
Most of them.
Oh, well, some teachers are cool with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, by itself in a vacuum, as long as your intention isn't to insult them or be reductive, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Unpopular opinion: people who say you must be fun at parties are the least fun people to be around. Yeah, that's exactly what I would. That's exactly what I would expect. That's exactly what I would expect someone who gets told you must be fun at parties to say.
Yep.
Maybe if you're getting told that so often, there's a common denominator. Unpopular opinion. It should be normal to eat a whole cucumber in public without drawing attention. By whole cucumber, I mean skin on and everything, holding it like a banana. Cucumbers are tasty. They fit nicely in your hands as a midday snack. Why can't I walk down the street without people staring?
Because, okay.
I love that. It's not love top comment. It's not, dude. It's not just the cucumber. It's the way you relish every bite, hungrily slurping and sucking the juices. How can you expect not to have us all in rapt attention? Because you've had a cucumber before, you know what I'm experiencing. If that's what it means to have had a cucumber, then I don't believe I truly have. Cucumbers are elite. If I want to slurp and bite down on a delicious, moist, crunchy cucumber in public, then it is my goddamn right to do so. As long as depends on how you eat it. If I just snap off a bit and eat it like an apple, no one cares. As long as you're not deep throating it, do people actually comment?
Yeah, lol.
Assert dominance by staring them dead in the eyes and crunch the cucumber. I agree with that guy.
Assert your cucumber dominance.
Unpopular opinion. If you glue or cement yourself to the ground to bring awareness to a cause, you should be left alone to find a way out yourself.
Yes.
It's not smart, I'll tell you that much. Unpopular opinion. 3-hour movies are fine, actually. You know what's even better? 3-hour podcasts.
Yeah. No, yeah. Some of my favorite movies are fucking long as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, off the top of my head, the Haruhi movie, Seven Samurai, Metropolis. I love those movies, and they're all, like, well over 2.5 hours long.
Popular opinion. People shouldn't stand at concerts. I agree. We gotta whip out the gym mats, make everyone sit.
You don't go to concerts, though.
I know. Yeah, but I like to tell people how to live when I have no experience with that, so it really fulfills that need for me.
It's kind of his thing.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Unpopular opinion. Just because you're a woman doesn't make you a better suited parent. Say
Yes.
it louder for the Justice Department in the back.
True!
Let's see here. If you really think about it, in the U.S., the prisoners are treated better than the homeless.
They are, kinda.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, if I was homeless, I'd go commit some crimes or something. Seems like a ticket up.
You would literally be getting treated better as a criminal. It's like
That's smart.
It's like
Pro strats.
It's like you've been sentenced to 3 years in jail. It's like, haha, sucker.
Yeah, that's a pro level strat actually. Hey, any homeless listening? Here's a pro tip: stab someone. You'll get better living conditions if you do.
I mean, if you think about it, prison is in many ways like the easiest gig you can have in life. Is the easiest living conditions you can have in life.
In some ways.
In some ways.
Let's see here. Unpopular opinion. We need to go back to smaller sized phones. I bet a woman wrote this.
No, I'm having fun with the size my phone is right now. Is good. I'm fine with this.
It's fine. I think we're at a fine. We've reached a fine point on the phone size equilibrium. I think.
Yeah. We're good. We're good. Keep it as is.
Let's see. Unpopular opinion. I think it's okay if children worry about death and everything. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
why not?
yeah, sure.
Fuck it. Like, I mean, they're gonna have to deal with it sometime. We all have existential crises at different points. Okay, what the fuck does this mean? Oh, okay. Unpopular opinion, when it comes to dating, having a roster is a massive turnoff. I'm guilty of it too when I was online dating. It's nearly impossible to do online dating without at least some point finding yourself talking to multiple people at once. At the same time, the idea that the person I'm talking to is also flirting with others and keeping their romantic options open makes me completely lose interest. Okay, yeah, I get it, but also you literally signed up to the literal sexual marketplace. So yeah everyone's weighing options. I realize that's a shitty game to play, but that's the game you signed up for. So there you go. I think you just don't like online dating.
Yeah,
fair enough, but you could just say that because you're not going to get one without the other.
Yep.
Unpopular opinion: password character requirements are absurd. Anon got hacked. Or he's about to be. The amount of showboating in the NFL is annoying. I don't know what they're talking about. I just think it's funny that someone's mad. Voice notes are inconvenient and rude. Good to know. I'll leave more of them.
Watch. Zeke's going to send me like 10 fucking voice notes after this podcast is over.
Hell yeah. Hold on, I'll send you a voice note right now, actually.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
We're in the same call. You don't need to.
I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I... Oh, no, wait, is it recording? Okay, now it's recording. I can do whatever I want. Shut up, Kevin. Unpopular opinion. We are alone in this universe until we're not. First of all, go back to shower thoughts. Second of all, that's not an opinion. That's not an opinion. That's an observation at best.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. Wasps are pretty nice. I never met a wasp that was nice.
Wasps are fucking dicks.
Ah,
What are
wasps.
you talking
You
about?
mean cunts with wings?
Yep. Okay, I gotta fucking get the details on this one. Unpopular opinion. Dodge wants people to steal your car.
Huh?
I can't
What?
make this. I can't make this up. They put out these hella high horsepower cars, make them insanely easy to obtain, put them all in rap videos. Literally every modern street has to have either a Hellcat, a Scat Pack, a 392, a Trackhawk, Durango, all getting stolen out of people's driveways, and people are getting robbed for in real life. This can't be a coincidence. The whole FCA spectrum with Chrysler and Dodge, their more sought after cars, end up getting people in immense trouble and danger. They literally made a Demon 170 new production car, released it, and people say it got stolen. Maybe I'm just reading way too much into this. I think he's got a point.
Mike, you're the car guy. Elaborate.
Does Dodge want people to steal your car?
Do they? They might.
But for what ends?
For what ends? What's the point? Why would they do this?
What do they stand to gain?
Have we uncovered a conspiracy?
Did I leave the oven on? Unpopular opinion, Coke from a can is better than Coke from a glass bottle. I don't drink Coke out of glass bottles enough to really tell you.
Yeah, same. I usually, yeah, I could not give you an answer to that.
Unpopular opinion, Morrowind's combat system was the best system for any Elder Scrolls game. Oh, really? Really? You really liked whacking a crab for 12 minutes and having every 1 out of 10 hits connect? Okay. Okay, buddy. There's a lot of great things about Morrowind. I wouldn't call the combat one of them.
Sarah, known Morrowind enjoyer, what's your opinion?
Well, first of all, I had to think about cars, but then I realized my fucking mic had gotten slightly unhooked. First of all, I hate Dodge culture. Dodge culture fucking sucks.
Okay.
Imagine worshiping mediocrity, like, for your entire fucking lives.
Yeah.
Imagine parading around a giant, oversized, overhyped piece of crap that can't even prevent its own wheel spin because it's got a ton of horsepower but no suspension to fucking handle it. It's like it's the equivalent of people who boil everything in life down to fucking numbers and don't understand that there's an experience that goes along with those numbers. There are some things that transcend data. Okay, they're like, Dodge is best because it has big engine. Yeah, it also doesn't have a suspension that can handle it. Comforts that are good. It's not worth the $60,000 to $150,000 price tag you pay for 90% of these things. But they hype beast the shit out of them, and I get it. It's marketing. Sell your cars, whatever. Do I think they're designed to be stolen? No, but I do think they are designed to be completely overvalued hype machines.
Yeah.
And that just kind of leads indirectly to people wanting to steal them.
Yeah.
Second, as far as Morrowind goes, no, you're fucking stupid. You want to know what I don't like? Having to whack a crab 60 times and missing 90 of my 100 hits.
That's what I just said. I said the opposite. I said 10 hits will hit out of your 100. We had the same complaint.
Yeah. Just.
Oh no, he was calling him stupid. I see.
Yeah.
I see. What's going on? Are we on a temporal delay? I feel like we're not talking in the same time.
We might be.
Unpopular opinion. There's nothing wrong with being a misanthrope, and it makes sense to be one.
That sounds like something a misanthrope would say.
Yeah. Nice observation, dipshit. Unpopular opinion. Lettuce does not belong on burgers.
Oh, God, no.
I want to point out, this one has over 1,000 upvotes and 672 comments. People have opinions about lettuce on burgers.
Yes, they do.
Mike, what's your opinion about lettuce on burgers?
Did your mic get unplugged again?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I got a voice note Kevin about that. Hold on. Kevin, I think his mic got unplugged again.
Oh, no.
Anyway, I guess we'll just keep... Nope, he's gone.
Oh, wait. Oh. Internet shit itself. Ah, fuck. All right.
Well, I guess we'll just man, that really kills the vibe.
Ah, well.
These are dumb.
Find one that isn't stupid.
Unpopular opinion, spaghetti is bad.
I fucking love spaghetti. You're bad.
Unpopular opinion, I hate QR code menus. I prefer physical menus. That's not unpopular.
Okay,
That is
okay,
not
no, yeah,
unpopular.
that's literally one of the most popular opinion. QR code menus are fuck all stupid. You are factually correct. It's literally just like fucking. Oh my. No, that is not an unpopular opinion, sir. Everyone agrees. Everyone liked that.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion, I love washing my car in the rain. Yeah, that does sound fun, actually.
I mean, hey, easy way to get it rinsed.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion, I believe Earth is a liminal space. Yeah, I mean, it contains all the ones I'm aware of.
True.
So
That
yeah, I
would
guess
be a liminal space.
yeah, I guess in the galactic perspective, yeah. Unpopular opinion, people acting pretentious as fuck and sound robotic on LinkedIn. Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, like the whole thing with LinkedIn is that it is a professional website to advertise
That's
yourself.
fake it till you
like
make
that,
it. That's
yeah.
fake it till you make it.com.
Yeah, like that's kind of part of the point.
Unpopular opinion, the iPod era was better for music discovery and broadening musical taste than the streaming era. Not true. They didn't have the Spotify Enhance button. Now did they? Which is back, baby!
Let's go! Yeah!
It's back.
Bringing it back.
Unpopular opinion, I would rather cheat than talk about my sexual kinks with my spouse partner. That's a great relationship you got there.
Yeah, I think that says more about your relationship than it does about your kinks.
Unpopular opinion, it doesn't matter what time of day you eat, drink something specific. Nope.
Not usually, no.
Nope. It's gaslighting from big schedule.
You can't stop putting big in front of. Okay.
I don't know how
You
to
keep
word that.
doing this.
I'm right.
Big schedule.
I'm right. Unpopular opinion, YouTubers are now speaking too quickly. Turn off 1.5 times speed, idiot. Unpopular opinion, it's gross that Americans don't use bidets. Hey, you buy me a bidet, I'll use it.
Oh, absolutely.
I just
Please.
can't be bothered. Unpopular opinion, Cracker Barrel is the worst restaurant in the world, bar none. You need to go to more restaurants.
Yeah. I can guarantee you there are far worse. Like, there are far worse ones than fucking Cracker Barrel.
Unpopular opinion, women are more misogynist than men. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Unpopular opinion, farting in front of your SO should be normalized.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah, are you back?
What just happened?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay.
My internet completely shit itself for a while.
Ah, okay.
I see.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, having more than one type of meat in your meal is disgusting. Oh no, this guy's against the surf and turf.
No! No! Clearly he's enjoyer of the turf and turf.
Unpopular opinion, if the average person could go back in time 200 years, they would actually be worse off than they currently are. Rarely would any be able to utilize information about the future to benefit them. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
200 years, yes.
Yeah.
Like 50 years, maybe not. We'd have sports almanacs.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I mean, really, what I would like to do is go back and make very specific changes, and then just go back forward and have those changes exist. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then again, that didn't work out for Jimmy Neutron, so
No.
yeah. No, it turns out that when you're rich, you become an asshole. Well, I already knew that, but thanks, Jimmy. He had learned that the hard way. You know, when he went back in time, made his parents rich when they were assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. It's a logical progression of thought.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, one time when he was 7, he sat on a banana, and that changed his life.
No, that was Hugh.
Yes. Yeah, I know. That's what.
Right. Oh, right.
was
Sorry.
saying-
I'm sorry.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to cut it here because my fucking internet is killing itself.
Okay, fine. That's the end of this episode. What a shit show that was. I feel like we started so strong and it just got so weak towards the end.
Trust me, buddy. We have had far worse episodes.
Okay, and he is gone.
Okay.
He is gone. Anyway, you've been listening to the Baka Gaijin Show. If you want more of this for some reason, you can subscribe. If you want to suggest topics or whatever the fuck, you can email us at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com. You can follow us at ZekeFreak, at CTerminatorK, and at Ceradan Cedranor, if you please, and join our official Discord in the link provided below. If we have any unofficial Discords, please report them so I can have them executed.
Mr. Electric, kill them.
Anyway, this has been us, and you've been you, and we've been together for this time, and now we won't be. Until next time, Zeke freak out. Ciao, ciao for now.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes